So, spend your experience points.
I want to do 6 cents.
Okay, you do 6 cents. So please.
50 cent.
Yeah, it's a very cool very cool trait actually.
What does it test on? Like what
You don't test. At least I don't think so. Essentially, it works like this. Every time there's something dangerous coming up, I need to tell you about it. By saying that, for example, you are, I don't know, feeling an itch, or you're, hearing some ringing in your ears, something like that.
Does it apply to shifty characters too?
Well, it's more applied to a dangerous situation. So, for example, if you are going to be ambushed, I can tell you that you are feeling uneasy, and for example, you'll be having an easier test to avoid the ambush. It works like that, essentially.
Okay.
It's by no means, a trait that enables you to be ambushed or surprised. It doesn't work that way, but it will give you a bigger chance to avoid such things.
Heads up anyway. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's for Brian. That's it for Brian. What about you, Jason?
I really don't have anything unless somebody can teach me about heraldry.
Skaven heraldry.
Oh yeah. Funny thing.
if we
There is a book, Skaven heraldry. I'm not kidding. It was released for Warhammer Fantasy 8th edition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I need to find the Empire version of that.
I have it. I'm really, really lucky to have it, actually.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, Vincent needs to find it.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
yeah, I'm kind of landlocked at the moment.
Okay. What about you, Sean?
I decided to take the talent Strike Mighty Blow.
Excellent idea. Yeah, it's lit.
Yeah.
It's a very, very, very good talent.
Yeah, I mean, I have some more, basic stats that I could buff, but I'm maxed out on weapon skill right now, and I haven't really found myself using my ballistic skill, which was my better skill, but is no longer my better skill.
If you have willpower advancement, it's always a good idea to take it.
Yeah, I did consider taking willpower, but I thought Strike Mighty Blow might be more helpful in our current situation.
Well, yeah, that's true. Okay, so yes, Jason.
I guess a quick question. Since we have access to firearms and I'm carrying a pistol, if I wanted, say, the engineer guy, would he be somebody who might be able to teach me gunpowder? And then if I don't have that skill, what does that mean if I want to use the pistol?
It means you can shoot it on. Sorry. It means you can shoot it on half of your ballistic skill, and you can reload it. You can't reload it.
Okay, so is that something he might be able to teach me throughout this
Yes.
insurgency?
Of course, take into consideration that we are essentially playing day by day, and that he's not available every day, and that he can't stay for too long with you, because he's like a sort of an overseer. But if you would, I don't know, force him to stay or make him stay, then there wouldn't be any problems.
Well, I wouldn't force him. But, historically, that's why gunpowder weapons surpassed crossbows and bows, because they were easy to teach to stupid people like Vincent.
Well, I mean, I guess they are easier to use.
Yeah, I'm not going to like keep him away from his job, because that could get him in trouble. But whenever he is here, I guess I'm going to, and then I won't take, maybe in a week or so, or depending on the situation, maybe I'll, if you find the merit, I might use that skill or take that skill.
Okay, so let's say that if you're going to train for a week, you can make an intelligence test, and if you pass, you can take that skill.
Okay. So like in the future, I'll make that roll.
Hmm.
Okay.
Who's making notes?
I think it's my second day.
Okay. Excellent. So, remind me where have we ended our last session?
We had a planning session back at the hideout.
Yeah.
Where we grilled Walter Godford about what was going on with the Skaven in town, and so we found out a lot of information about Azarac Steel Eye, Ekmorcast from the
Scryer. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Scryer, and Nelrish from the Clan Pestilence, who is essentially being besieged by his own kind in the Talos because they've had a falling out.
Yeah.
We also found out that we think that the Skaven are going to use the war machines to launch essentially poison wind globes at the besieging Empire army outside the Talbostan Gate. What else?
I think that's it.
Oh yeah, and so then we spent a lot of time trying to figure out plans for killing Azarac or Ekmorcast,
Or both.
or figuring out how to convince one or the other of them that the other's trying to kill each other.
So, I just had a thought. If Nelrich is under siege in the Talos, what if we helped break the line in a way that he would realize it and take advantage to get them infighting even more, to get all the resources tied up in fighting each other?
Yeah, we talked about that briefly, about making a gap, like from the Talos to the main territory. But I don't know if the Plague Skaven would actively rebel, or if they're, because right now they're underpowered. That's why they're being sieged. So even if there is a hole, they will probably still be considered to be underpowered and may not take that advantage. I think that was kind of the conclusion. I think going after the heads would be a good thing, like sending out scout parties to see what the daily routines of the Grey Seer and the Engineer are.
I mean, like, we're not Imperial assassins, though, and these are generals, essentially.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm not sure that's something we can do.
Well, Yorn is pretty talented, but I don't know how successful he would be. And I think I did suggest that at one point, and he was like, sort of like, "Fuck off," because it's
not only
it's
it's like a suicide mission. We're talking like 3 or 4 suicide missions. You know what I mean? Like, there has to be a better way to go about it. And if we can get them fighting each other more, that'll be just as good as taking out 2 of these generals, even if it's temporary.
I do
the
think
right time where the Empire could take advantage as well.
And then I have totally lost track of what's going on. I was just looking down at the markup of the map here. So, do we know where the Necromancer is? I mean, I personally don't think we have time to take on the Necromancer right now.
Yeah, you do.
But...
She is at the Grand Manor.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know if there's an icon, a specific location for the Grand Manor.
Yeah,
I think 37 underneath
37.
the E and C are.
Yeah, it's the one of the biggest buildings in whole of Talabheim, essentially.
Okay.
That's where she's holed up, at least according to the halfling, Tobol, if I'm not mistaken.
Right.
Yeah, so that's where she is. Yeah, let's say for convenience sakes that you are still in the planning, well, in your planning room with your officers.
I imagine Tobal came back and gave us the word on the.
Yeah. By the way, they've all returned, and this is how it looks. Tobal and the old guy, who's
was that the surgeon guy?
yeah, surgeon guy. They've returned from the Manor District, and they even brought back 2 sacks of dried beans.
Okay, so I can remove that food icon.
Yeah. I mean, there are only 2 sacks. Not very big, but the doctor guy, and I. Oh yeah, here it is. Wait a second. Honorius, Franca, Heinz. Oh yeah, Otto von Friedhurst. Otto told you that. Yes, we've managed to successfully infiltrate the Manor District, the good sirs. It seems that my predictions were correct, and there is indeed a basement full of food. But most of it is in wooden crates and barrels, so it might be difficult to transport.
Well, I guess we can always go back and forth from there with some sacks, as need be.
Yes, Stubble, but the Ratmen, they well, there are not a lot of them there, but they are still there, if you know what I mean. We had to hide a few times, What I mean is that we'll need more men to do this. Yeah.
Okay.
So after that, Jorn was with you, Silka was with you, so they're just nodding their heads. Karsta returned later that day. Actually, it was I think it was the next day because you've returned very very late. Am I right?
Right.
Yeah. So let's say that it's next day, right before noon. Every single person that you've sent has returned, so that's a good thing. And like I said, Otto and and Tobal are just fine. Karsta has returned, and she said that, well, I've heard rumors from the Ratmen in the merchant district near my bakery. They still don't know that I can understand them. You see that she's very pale. She obviously has trouble sleeping. It seems that there will be a huge slave raid in a day or two.
Where?
The Ratmen are planning to raid a few villages outside Talabheim to gather more slaves and more food. From what I've understood, they are eating almost everything they can find here. They need more, and also they will need more slaves to go to the Tau Grunhar forest and gather wood. Still no word about what's on the other side of the wall. At least I haven't heard anything. But it seems that the Tau Baston that the High Watch has been reinforced lately by additional units of Blackford Skaven.
We need to get word to our general south of here about the slave raids and the.
You mean east of here, Halflings?
Yes.
I thought it was south. Yeah, east, I guess.
No, it's east. I don't think there is a south.
South is where we got the rifles and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
Oh yeah, there's a south. Okay. Mm-hmm.
I think we need to let them know because that might be an opportunity to weaken their forces.
Absolutely.
But if they go out there expecting scared villagers and meet like a resistance army,
or just being harassed by pistoliers and some light cav, will,
Yeah.
I think Skaven are fast, but I don't know if they'll outrun a horse. But if we're expecting it, I think the general can do some damage.
So we know they're going into the forest with slaves, and they probably wouldn't be expecting an attack there, but they'll be coming with a slave raiding force to what villages?
Invent 3 random names, please.
Yeah, there's probably only a
These
few
3 villages.
options.
Yes.
Gutenstade, Fissenstadt, Untergrischt. I hope that you've noted this down because I'm not going to repeat them.
Sure.
Abenschlav, Biebenschlav, and Siebenschlav.
Thank you. Yes.
Brutal.
That's exactly what I was saying. Fuck you.
A, B, and C.
Hassenpfeffer Incorporated.
Yeah. Hasselhoff, David.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but yeah, she tells you the. Well, actually, no, she's not telling you their names because she doesn't know. She told you that they are the closest villages to the city.
Yeah, and the Skaven won't know their names either. They probably have different names for them.
Yeah, that's even quite.
Ooh. Can we send Lucas back to tell the general?
There you go.
Yeah.
Lucas looks at you. Well, yeah, sure, but why me?
Because you know the way.
You seemed out of it for the last couple days.
Oh, okay.
A bit distant, quiet.
Well, I know. I'm still doing my part.
But you're a woodsman and a tracker. You won't get lost, and you'll be able to hide from the Skaven.
Yeah, but you know that you don't need to go through woods to reach Dankerud.
Yeah.
Oh.
But if you need to get off the road,
Oh yeah.
you have a better chance than all of us.
Of course. Yes, that's.
Especially if they're going to start sending raiding parties out, they might have scouts out there.
Yeah, tell the general the plan, and then report back what he's gonna do and what he wants us to do to help.
Yes, Reichsmarshal, I will do that. Very well. I will leave immediately in that case. I will tell him everything we know so far. And Sally, there's I have an idea. Actually.
What's that?
About Gennaro.
I kind of sit up.
Well,
Lean forward.
Karsta here, he looks at Baker's daughter, said that they are going to send more slaves to Talgrunar Forest. I think that means 2 things. First of all, they are probably running out of people. Also, that's why they are going to raid the villages. And second, they're probably either nearing or getting closer to finishing the construction. What if we are going to make them send Gennaro to the forest?
Could the foreman arrange that?
Well, yes, that's what I was thinking. Oh, by the way, Kippenberg is not here right now.
Okay. So we'd have to get word to him before.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Let him arrange, transfer for Gennaro. He can use argument like he's strong, slow but strong, and dumb. Because, well, let's face it, he is dumb. But that's beside the question, right? Beside the topic. Yeah? So they're sending Gennaro to the forest. We are giving word to the general in Dankerud. And he's sending a cavalry squad, or maybe some scouts, to intercept the slaves and their handlers. Now, this is a risky plan, and there may be deaths, but I think that's the biggest chance that Gennaro will get. I don't see any way of us assaulting any of the construction sites and rescuing him, even with all of our men here.
Agreed. If we want to rescue him prior to the final assault, I think that would be a good opportunity.
Exactly.
We can advise the general that maybe vacate the villages that might be raided, and then put all the armed forces towards to the forest, because the forest, that's where they're getting the siege weapons. So I think that's a more critical objective than.
This is the tall grunner first, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
you know, once the general will send his men, the Skaven will probably tighten the security around the city and inside the city as well. So that will be our only chance of getting Gennaro out of there.
Yeah.
I was thinking about sewers, but let's face it, these creatures came from below. And if this Grace here is as clever as our madman is saying, he looks at Gopfert, who simply nods, then I bet that he's got the sewers covered.
Having the Skaven on edge, and then have them manning the walls, have them patrolling the outside, prepared for what they all know could be an assault from outside of Talabheim proper, pulls more Skaven away from our objectives, which are the siege weapons, and could pull more Skaven away from the siege weapons.
That's so beautiful, says Jorn. But, and I'm not going, of course, to dissuade you from that plan, but you do know that we are risking a lot for a cripple, including the fate of this city.
I don't think so, because we'd be weakening their ability to finish the siege weapons
Be real,
if we attack.
Halfling. Sure, they will possibly, slow the production for a couple of days, but next time they will simply send more, rats armed with ranged weapons to defend against the Outriders.
Well, but if we do it at roughly the same time that the general of Talabheim's resistance forces attacks one of the slave raiding parties, they're going to put a lot of resources on the outside, and he could just hit and run, basically.
And Jorn, I wouldn't underestimate Gennaro's martial prowess.
What he's going to do, hop them to death?
Well,
easy.
Do what?
Hold on.
Hop them
Hold on a
to
second,
death.
because saving Gennaro is just it.
No, we are saving this man because he's your friend, but we are not
Correct.
seeing the bigger picture. This is not about friendship and rainbows. This is about survival.
His location is in the way of a major objective.
But
so, if we can pull the strings in order to put him in the right location, that's all we're doing. We're not prioritizing our primary objectives over saving this man.
You're in command. It's your party. I'm just saying what I think is probably a waste of time and resources, and perhaps a few of our own men. Remember, the rats don't know about the resistance yet.
If you could get past his accent, you'll find that Gennaro is very cunning. And I imagine he's taken in a lot of information while he's been working at the sites.
Yes, he's very cunning. That's why he got caught.
Okay, hold on one second, though. So, are you saying that we shouldn't we shouldn't attack the slaver and the wood gathering parties? Is that what you're saying?
Of course not.
Why not?
Because, first of all, we don't know if the rats know about Dankerut and location of General and his men, right? Maybe they think they're in Vateresh or Sumpfront to the south, or maybe even in the South Quarry. By attacking the slave party, the Skaven know that the Empire still has forces capable of fighting.
And what do you think the Skaven are going to do to react to that?
Send men to find and destroy these forces. And let's
exactly. Which will empty out Talabheim proper, which will give us a little more flexibility to accomplish our mission.
Empty Talabheim?
What's that?
How do you know that it will empty Talabheim? Because the crazy man here told you that most of them have already left the city? What's not stopping them from simply bringing in more troops from underground, from their from this supposedly existing under empire. Yeah? That's one thing. Second thing, they will start thinking, how did the Imperials knew about the raid? Eh? You haven't thought about that.
Because
you know what are they going to do next? Public executions. For example, torturing. For example, massacring whole families. So they could learn.
Pretty much exactly what they've been doing this whole time.
Right now they are doing this. They are doing this because they can and they like it. But that grey-furred bastard will simply order, more executions, more death, to learn about us. All of us here, in this room. All that for a man who's probably...
Well, that's just it. It isn't for him.
It's for us. Because he's done this time and time again for us.
Oh, so
it
is for him.
No, see, that's just it. It has nothing to do. So there's two separate things here, in my opinion. All we were saying was we thought we were planning an attack on the parties, the Slaver Party and the Wood Gathering Party. That does two things for our objective. It hampers them being able to complete the war machines. So that's one thing there. The secondary thing that we suggested was that somehow we get Gennaro into the Wood Gathering Party, because then if there is an attack, that's the best chance of him being freed, because as you say, if we were just to go to where they're building the war machines and try to free him, that is risking everybody for not that much payoff. So secondarily is whether or not you think that attacking the raiding parties is a good idea or a bad idea, but it has nothing to do with us throwing away everything for Gennaro. It has nothing to do with that.
Look, we should
whether Gennaro exists or not, we are going to push forward the idea to the general to assault the woodcutting party, because the siege weapons are absolutely crucial to what the Skaven have in mind. That is our primary objective. That will happen whether Gennaro is alive or he is dead.
Right. Well, also the general may share your view, Yorn, and and he may not do it. We have no control over what he does.
So unless you are wiser than the general, Yorn, I believe.
It's about being a streetwise. The general is not here. He does not know what we are going through. He does not know our resources and our possibilities. Right?
He's also our only hope out of this.
Who?
The general, his coordination with the forces on the outside. We're not going to get out of this just being a resistance group. We need help from the resistance army and the Empire's armies that they're sending.
Yeah, but the girl here said that there's no war, that there's an army outside, right? For all we know, the general could tell you that bullshit about incoming Imperial army to lift your spirits. As far as I can see it, we are alone here, with no chance of reinforcements or of being helped from the outside forces, right? It's everyone for himself, just like it always is on the streets. I know it far better than you.
Objected, noted.
Very, very well. We can do it the way you want. However, there's always another chance of finishing this quickly.
And what's that?
Well, it will require a few... He, howls his voice for a second. Sacrifices. Well, we know that the Ratmen are building these glass balls, right? Filled with gas or something.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll gather a few of our recruits, especially those hungry for glory or those who lost someone. Fools essentially. And we're going to tell them that essentially to win this war, all they need to do is to make sure to destroy every single cache of these balls in the construction sites. I mean, the gas will flew through the streets. It will kill everything. And everyone. But, you know, that's a sacrifice that I'm willing to take.
You seem to forget that they're not keeping the glass orbs on the surface.
I understand that. But they will need to take them out, to fire them. Now, it's a good thing that good Herr Kippenberg is not here. Because he'll be able to tell us exactly when this will happen.
Oh, he's not here?
No, he's not here. And then we'll make sure that necessary sacrifices will be made.
But we'd be killing the entire city just to save our own asses.
Well, yeah. You know, Silke looks at him with a look of utter contempt and disgust, essentially. But
I think
we will
if we have an opportunity to destroy the orbs at the entrances to the caves, I think that will create an artificial barrier, at least temporarily, to where whatever Skaven are still underground are kept underground during the attack.
Except those from Clan Scryer, says Gofford. They have special gear that allows them to move through the poison wind with relative ease.
All of them?
Well, most of them, the shock troops especially. But yes, most of the ratmen won't be able to get past this clouds, at least for some time. Yes. That's actually a very interesting plan, I must say.
Actually, that actually makes some sense too. If you wanted to make it seem like Clan Scryer was trying to take out what's his face, that because they have gas mask or whatever and nobody else does. They're like, oh, oops, we set off a few poison wind globes in your area.
Talking about Asarak?
Yeah. Or just in gen, you don't even have to target Asarak particularly, but just his men.
Well, let me assure you, Asarak is nowhere near any of the construction sites. He's far too cunning and paranoid to do so. Neither are his lieutenants. Maybe some, underlings, but no one important. But still, that is a good plan. Yes, that is a good plan.
And we also need them to clear out the Talabheim gate, right? We need to find out where these damn globes are.
They are underground. I think that's rather obvious, says Suka.
How about marking the entrances to the underground? I imagine there's probably a few of them.
Karsta says, I think some of them are in the Talos, others in Merchant District. I can try and take a look. I will help her, says Tobble. Just give us a day, and we'll map those entrances for you.
Okay.
Don't leave yet. But that's a good idea.
I do think that Murderer here has quite a good idea about those orbs, says Avandil, the elf. I mean, let's face it, you humans breed so fast and in such large numbers that it will probably take less than a decade for you to repopulate this city. And we could kill all of our enemies in a single strike.
And everyone else.
Well, like I said, let's face it, you are living very, very short lives anyway, so, for the greater good and all that.
Nice to have you volunteer for us.
Oh no, but I would like to remind you that Halfling here sacrificed a whole family right outside my forge to gather those beautiful swords.
I didn't see you lift your bow.
Well, no. I mean, I'm not in command.
I'm looking back and forth like, what?
Oh, you haven't told them?
It was a bad day.
Well, for those people that died because of you, certainly, yes, it was. There were kids among that group. That's why I think that you are, how do you say that in your primitive tongue, a bunch of hypocrites.
Easy, elf.
Oh, spare me. So what? Killing a family of 10 is alright in your books, but basically gassing a whole city full of, let's face it, humans.
That family was already dead when we got there, but
Actually,
city
no,
still
it
survived.
wasn't. There were only 2 weapon teams, and we could have taken them out.
I
was
beg to differ.
It was your decision from beginning to end.
You think you could have taken them all out because it was just the 3 of you?
Yes, we could have shot one of them. The other would start firing at us. The men, since you are all cowards and you let your base instincts control you, would run away with their young ones.
I look at Lucas and Yorn.
Yorn actually looks at the elf and he's like, well, at least he's got the right of it. It is true, we are all cowards, let's face it. I don't know about you, I've joined this resistance because I was offered pardon.
Well, we don't want to destroy our resistance by saving a few people here and there. That's, we obviously have to do a cost-benefit analysis when we're dealing with these. I know that's not very Wissenlander to say, but we have to weigh our options. We don't want to throw away our entire resistance to save a couple people who are on the firing line.
We also don't want to be the ones that light the fuse that destroys the city and everyone in it. Not yet, anyway.
I'm not saying destroying the globes at the site isn't an option. That is clearly an option, but that is a last option. And if that option fails, if for whatever reason we slip up destroying the orbs at the siege weapons, well then those orbs are going to get launched over the wall.
I'm glad somebody agrees with me there.
It's, again, it's all of our eggs in one basket. We need to be able to
Yes?
It's the last resort. We have other options we can try before we need to go that far.
Silke looks at you sharply. You have the right of it, but I'm very distressed about that family that you've left to die. I mean, it's obvious that we don't want to sacrifice this city. It's not about buildings, it's about people. At least that's what Myrmidia teaches. If we are going to make this kind of sacrifices, we are no better than those bastards from the north.
It's not off the table.
But
it's not off the table, but it is the.
You weren't there, from what I understood.
Where?
Next to the forge.
No, I'm saying the option of destroying the orbs at the site.
I'm not talking about the orbs. For Myrmidia's sakes, I'm talking about people.
You weren't there either. You were with us. I don't know what went on there, and that's not our discussion right now. Our discussion
it is our
is
discussion.
about the insurgency.
It is our discussion. I did not sign for this. I did not sign for sacrificing innocent people.
I point to her, like, yep.
Yep.
She's got it.
That's what you did, Halfling. It was your call. Very well.
I like that we're all high and mighty here. Above that, talking about killing the entire city off now.
Well, it was just a suggestion, says Yorn. And a good one, adds Avandil.
I'm not above it, but I'm saying not yet.
Well, you do realize... wait, who's saying that actually? Oh, yeah, Lucas. You do realize that if we are going to gas the whole city, we might as well flee to Tylea or Kislev or hell even Norska, because the imperial authorities will make sure that we'll pay. Next time,
If it's that,
next time
or
we're
if
going
we
to
all
see,
die, then I'll do it.
yeah, next time we're going to see Deadeye or Nihilus, it's because they will probably, have orders to kill us all, right?
If I find out that the general's just going to cower in Dunkerroot and there is no army to relieve us, coming from outside the wall, and we're just supposed to die here anyway, then that's an option I'll explore, but not right now.
General is not this kind of man. He's a man of honor and duty, says Silke. He's one of Tau's chosen, I mean. They are sworn, all sworn to protect Talabheim. If he's saying that the relief is coming, relief is coming.
Agreed.
I don't have any doubts about that. What I do want to know is that none such thing will ever happen again when it comes to civilians.
We're not intending to... Yeah.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Halfling?
We're not intending for civilians to get caught in the crossfire, but there are uncontrollable circumstances where
the elf himself said that it was controllable.
If we interfere, it could be a liability to this entire operation. And I don't care about what this elf has to say. I trust Sally's view on the situation.
I don't care what this elf has to say either.
Well, of course you don't. You only care about a cripple who's too useless.
I haven't seen your martial prowess, and if you want to display it for us, you're more than welcome to.
Very well, I will display it to you. This is my proposition. Me and the human here, Jorn, we could start eliminating key officers of theirs.
I'm listening.
Well, it's obvious that this man here is extremely dangerous and very capable with blades, and I'm a master swordsman, trained in the vaunted forest halls of Laurelon. We could start searching and killing, important officers, key personnel, overseers, sergeants, pack leaders. Who knows, maybe we'll even get a shot at that famous Gracier, or maybe that engineer rat.
So you're a sword master.
I am.
Do you think this is information that we could have used when we first met you?
I actually told you that, human.
Yeah, I think he told us, but we haven't seen it yet, so we're kind of...
It's not my fault that you probably don't have anything between those ears of yours.
I don't remember that. Well, it's certainly not a memory that I have between my ears.
Yes, because there's nothing there. Anyway, what do you say, human Jorn? Jorn looks at him, he looks at you. Yeah, that's what I wanted to hear. Hoorah. And he's like this huge shit-eating grin on his face.
All right. Well, I mean, I think it's a great plan, but I think it's well, I think that it sort of comes back around on Jorn's original argument about we don't want to let them know that we're planning, that we're doing stuff. So, I'm all for it. I think that's a great idea, but I'm just saying, before you were telling us not to do anything because you'll piss off the rats and they'll start executing more people.
You are a wise man, says Avandil. Probably the wisest of them all here. That's why you obviously understand that we are not just going to do it like barbarians. We are going to do it with finesse and style.
And can you make it look like Melrish did it?
We could try, perhaps not that plague rat per se, but if we'd be able to get our hands on some of their weapons and or maybe pieces of uniform and armor, we could plant them on the bodies.
I think that's a super idea.
Now you're talking.
We could do that. We will need at least 5 more efficient, skilled men from the Resistance. Probably the best that we have. After all, we won't be leaving anyone alive. And we'll make it so that the other side did it.
Okay.
So
I don't know who those people are, but
recruits, pretty much.
Yeah, we have underlings too.
Yes.
There's only, I think, 9 or 11 guys that have names, and there's guys under them as well.
Yeah, Suka says, I have a few men in mind when it comes to that kind of plan. They will probably love your idea, even if I myself think that it's promising but extremely dangerous and very, very risky.
But better than destroying the whole city ourselves.
Oh, certainly. Certainly, yes. As long
Well, it
as
sounds like we come to a compromise.
As long as I get to kill something, says Jorn, I'm game. Excellent.
Jorn,
Yes?
Jorn, what did you do before the siege?
I was killing people.
No trade before that, or that was your trade?
Well, that was kind of my trade. I was very good at it.
I see.
Who paid you to do it?
People. Sometimes I did it for fun, or because I didn't like, well, the person that I was carving up with my knives. But usually for a hefty price.
How high up the chain of command do you feel you can go, Evandir
Well,
and Jorn?
we shall certainly, the elf says, start from the bottom. It would be advised to try and assassinate Asorak from the get-go. We could start in Manor District. There are many places there to hide for us. And I would certainly feel more at home there when it comes to the hunting grounds than in, for example, Geldvold or the Low District. We would start with normal patrols, then we would start targeting their marksmen, and then maybe even the pack leaders for the beasts in Geldvold. Finally, we would move to the bigger fish.
Tobal, you said that you did a recon of the Grand Manor. Were there any Skaven there?
No,
You said there were a
actually.
few.
No. I said. I mean, in Manor District there are Skaven patrols, but not too many. It seems that the Skaven don't really like open spaces that much. That said, around the Manor District, there were none of the Foul Ratmen. None at all.
Manor District?
I mean, the Grand Manor, sorry, the Grand Manor. I even wanted to go inside, but there was something sinister about this building. There was this stench of death and decaying flowers. I decided not to, but of course, if you want me to, then I can do it. He says with, very little conviction.
We might need you looking for the entrances. The original idea.
Well, we know that there's necromancer inside, says Silka.
Yeah.
By Myrmidia, we can't let her live any longer. I mean, she was an ally of the Grey Seer. She is an ally of the Grey Seer. We need to take her out of the equation.
I agree. And I think that's, as Leopold would say, a low-hanging fruit, especially if there are no Skaven around. We could probably do it without drawing much attention.
Necromancer, now that's something, says Jorn. Aren't they capable of casting magic?
Raising the dead.
Well,
I look at Evandir as like you probably know more about magic than any of us.
Oh, you're looking at me because you think I can give you an answer because I'm an elf. Now that's racial prejudice.
So you're ignorant when it comes to magic?
Of course
And
not.
sensitive.
I am not an ignorant elf person.
So I guess my prejudice is wise.
No, your prejudice is misplaced as usual, as most things in your case. Anyway, we of the elven race do not use necromancy. It was, from what I understood, discovered by humans, which of course is quite fitting. It's, well, I don't know much about it. I mean, it's about raising the dead, and that's pretty much it. Well, really fits your race. I mean, you are obsessed with longevity and eternal life, since you are living for such short periods of time. Anyway,
I can't wait until this swordsman just goes out and starts using his sword instead of running his mouth.
So if somebody is knowledgeable about necromancer, do you think they could do other magics, like the kinds that create fires and shoot lightning, or is that not how magic works?
I have no idea, human. Perhaps there are a few magic users left in Dankerud. You know, those of your magisters, right? And holy men who took refuge there. Maybe they could answer those questions.
I don't think we have the time for that.
Oh no, Sean lost audio.
Uh-oh.
What? Lucas looks at you. Well, actually, I am going to Dankerud, if you guys remember. I could ask, you know?
Well,
Maybe there is a magister there, or...
Check. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Can you?
Yeah.
Can you ask?
That's a
Whoa.
no.
Nope.
Yes.
No, oh yes.
We hear you. Alright.
Okay.
Alright, so...
Yeah, next time
Oh.
Discord it is. Sorry, continue, Jason. Sorry.
I'm just trying to...
I mean, I can ask if there's a magister there who's not...
Yeah, I think we're just gonna... We might, check it out ourselves. Check
Alright.
out Grand Manor.
Can you guys hear me now?
We can.
Yes.
Can you hear us?
Yeah, let me do one more thing, because now I'm hearing myself again.
Ugh.
Well, I, for example, love the sound of my own voice, so you know.
So it sounds like the plan is Yorn and what is it, Avriel?
Yeah.
Yes, Halfling, Avriel.
I don't know, I keep forgetting your name.
Evander.
Thank you.
Maybe,
a few guys to start taking down leadership. Lucas is going back to inform
Alright.
our general.
Yorn and
And-
Evander would
Vandier, that's it.
Yes,
Um,
Evander,
can
that's
you-
it.
grace us with your presence at the Grand Manor to eliminate this necromancer.
What, me?
Yes, you and Yorn. Before you go out on your,
I think we need to find out more information about this necromancer before we just walk in there. There could be an army of undead on the other side of that door.
There is probably an army of undead, Halfling, says Suka. After all, we all saw zombies during the siege. In fact, that necromancer rising the dead, it was what broke the spirits of the defenders in the end.
Alright.
so it's a problem, so at least we'll have to do a reconnaissance of it, and...
Okay.
I can do that,
No.
says Stubble.
Well, but we've got you looking for something else.
What
So,
exactly?
so what
Yeah,
is
what's
the
the one with-
timeline?
we had him looking at plotting the entrances to the under...
Oh, right. Together with
Right.
little Karsta here. Yes.
Yes.
So that's the thing. That's been the thing that's been concerning me. I mean, I'm all for killing necromancers wherever they exist, but and we may have time if we're sending people out to scout these other things out to do that, and that might be a good idea. But so I'm just curious as to as far as our other plans, we're trying to scout the entrances to the underground because we think that's where the poison globes are.
Correct. I think that's kind of set in stone.
Okay.
Sending Lucas to report. Sending Tobel and Karsta.
Karst.
To reconnoiter the entrances. Then eventually,
Newt can scout out the entrances. That's like her thing.
she's probably.
Did you come back?
Yeah, she's
She
standing right next to you, actually. You.
Oh,
Yeah, she just never
Oh my
talks.
gosh,
Yeah.
she spooks me.
Yeah, you've only spotted her now.
Did you deliver the messages to the two temples?
She
The
The
dwarves.
dwarves, right?
she nods her head.
Okay, I rubbered the top of her head. Good job.
She looks.
Um,
She looks at you unimpressed.
Do we think Tobel is better for scouting out the manor than Newt, or is Newt better?
I wouldn't send a child to a necromancer's den.
I wouldn't,
says Sue.
yeah.
I was thinking we reconnoiter that in some force, and if it seems like there's an opening, we just proceed to go inside.
That is
okay.
a good idea.
If we
says
If we
Suka.
run into resistance, then we can withdraw and coordinate.
But if we go in, then we made our presence known, and they're surely going to report it to the Skaven, and there's going to be
Not
I
if-
think
people
we're
pulled out of houses and just.
not if,
I think that ship has sailed if we're sending out Yorn and Yvandir.
not if we'll kill,
Well-
not if we'll kill everyone inside, says Yorn. If we'll kill everyone
Yeah, I think if we-
inside, then there will be no one else to report our presence.
Well, right, and supposedly the only person who can tell anybody anything is the necromancer herself. So,
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, the zombies aren't going to tell the Skaven anything.
they're not
Um,
they're not good for holding conversation.
Wait a second, says Yorn. They won't? That's why I want them to kill everyone, just to be sure.
I agree.
Oh. Very
Let
well.
nothing stand.
Yes, exactly that.
So what about the wood gathering party in the forest?
Well, I'm going
That-
to report to the general. I think I will make it there today, says Lucas. And I think that's honestly our only chance of getting Gennaro back, is to speak with Kippenberg and make him send Gennaro to, with one of the parties to the Taugrunhar forest. Then the general will be able to send his men, outriders, Van Zandt's men and scouts, and ambush the attackers.
Yeah.
Of course,
agree.
you know that it means that the survivors will probably be taken to Dankerud. So that's where Gennaro will end.
Yeah, I think
that's the best place for him.
Yep, and that's in
Yeah,
the
you-
hands
you-
of the general. We can only report the plan and advise
See what he
on
says.
that course of action, and then it's entirely up to him and his men to complete it. I don't think we can march our way out there.
How do we get that information to Kippenberg in a timely manner? Is he due to come here today, or are we going to have to leave for the necromancer before we contact him?
Well, I think we should be going as soon as possible, says Suka. I will gather 3 to 4 of my recruits to help us out. But
Lucas, tell the general that if he finds the one-legged Tylian, tell him that his uncle's looking out for him.
yeah, I will. Sure.
Could we send Newt to tell Kippenberg to get Gennaro on that work detail?
Do we want to send a child to one of the Skaven construction sites?
Okay, well then send somebody
Wait,
else. I don't know.
When does Kippenberg come by? I thought he was supposed to be
Tonight,
here.
right?
Well, he usually comes, during the early afternoon, but it's not like a set hour per se.
I wanted him to load another pistol for me.
Oh.
Anybody else know how to load a pistol?
I thought Sally knew how.
I do.
So
Yeah, but don't fire it.
very well. So I guess we have a plan, says Suka. Right?
Any objections? I look at only Sally and Leopold.
No, sounds
Nope.
good to me.
Are we in agreement? I look at Yorn and Yvandir about going to the manor.
Sure. That will be a good appetizer before the main course, says Yorn.
And maybe we'll get some information out of it too.
Well, we shouldn't underestimate that necromancer. We should just kill her as soon as we spot her.
Absolutely, I meant physical evidence.
Oh.
Maps, papers, that type of thing. But yes, necromancer, lop the head off.
I agree, says Yavandir. Of course, it should be said that anything that we'll find on her should be destroyed.
Without a doubt. Don't even worry about it.
Because I'm just saying that, just in case.
We will destroy it with fire.
Maybe not exactly with fire, says Yorn, because we don't want to, attract the ratmen to our location. Or if you really want to burn it, just go outside the town.
We'll put a cigarette butt next to the necromancer's dead corpse.
You mean cigar?
Yeah, make it look like she fell asleep while smoking.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's...
Maybe if we find something worth something, we'll fence it and give Ronaldo his 10%.
Yes, I always thought that smoking kills, says Yorn.
You'd never touch the stuff, would you?
No, of course not.
It's a dangerous thing.
However,
It's a filthy halfling habit.
However, I did once kill the man by making him choke on his own pipe.
Huh.
Yes. The funny thing, the pipe was still blowing smoke for 5 more minutes.
You're a bit of an artist, aren't you?
No, actually, it was just an easier thing to do. And I forgot my knives that day. So, when do we get to kill something, hey?
Well, I think if we're in agreement, gear up and head on out.
Very well.
Yep.
Very well, says Suka. Come on, I will...
Are we going to wait for the foreman to come back?
No, we need to go out as soon as possible. We've wasted enough time as it is. Lucas will find his way to Dankerut. Tobo and Karsta will spy for the entrances. Little girl here, she looks at Newt. Perhaps we should let her take some rest.
Yes, and the baker. Why don't you go see Otto? See if he can.
I'm actually here, says Otto.
Can you look after? What's the baker's name?
Karsta, she was going with Tobal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you look over Karsta? Make sure she's doing well. She looks a bit pale.
Of course, I will take good care of her. Yes. He nods.
Okay.
You're not exactly sure if he'll be able to do just, well, what he said he will, but yeah, you're optimistic. Gopford looks at you with his, big, unfocused eyes. So that means that I'm no longer useful to you, or what?
He's the used to be a guard, right?
No, he's the crazy guy who's been held by the Skaven for most of his life.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No, you're useful. I'm just, but we were just trying to keep you safe.
What?
The general might have some questions for him.
I don't think that's a good idea to send a crazy man to General. Says York.
Yeah, I think he's useful to us here, but not for any of the current missions, maybe.
Yeah, this is time. This is time for sharp sticks, not for unless you're any good with the blade, old man.
No, I don't really like violence, in all honesty.
I think you should hang out here and wait for us to come back and help us with any sort of figure out, what the Skaven reactions are, what's going on once we do what we need to do, and then this next phase.
How about the priestess of Shally? I'm assuming she's clean. Why don't we call her over to keep him company, since they were looking after him previously.
Yeah, but Silke is, like really impatient, but we have a problem here. This place is not big enough for all those people. We either need a new place to, make our command center in.
Or he could go to the Shallian priestess's place. For now.
This Skaven
while we're out.
This Skaven can be looking for him.
I think he should just sit tight and we just leave him here.
Yeah.
Have Otto check him out too.
Yeah, and maybe when Heinz and Konrad will return, maybe they will, they can also look after him. Konrad is the butcher, and Heinz is a night watchman.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And they're not around. They're out.
Actually, Otto told you that Heinz helped them, carrying the food back.
Yeah.
But then he had to return home.
All right.
And Konrad is no longer here, but he's, he is in a district that is crawling with the Skaven, so he's probably very careful not to, do anything suspicious.
Okay.
Okay, is that the plan?
Right, says Lucas. I'll see you fellows in a few days, hopefully.
Go team!
I will probably spend the night in Dankerud, if the general allows it, of course. So I guess, hot meal for me, some hot ass.
That sounds like Lucas.
It's all soldiers there, so enjoy that.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, thanks.
You'll be keeping some soldiers' bed warm.
On the other...
I always thought of you as more of a mule guy, but
I clap him hard on the shoulder.
I'm not an Overlander, I don't like... I don't like bulls.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, he says, flashing red on his face. See you later, fellas. Take care, and, kill that necromancer bitch for me too. Thank you.
I'm gonna put the power of Sigmar on her.
Oh. And maybe a few knives, says Jorn.
At least one or two, I'm sure.
Oh yeah. I love my knives. They're like really sharp.
We'll tell her to stick around and all that too.
Yes.
We get the point.
Yes. It will be knife to meet her.
Yeah.
Wow.
Really stick it to her, yeah.
Oh yeah. She'll get the point. Enough, says Silke.
Yeah, you're putting Silke over the edge.
Even Yavandu laughed at that one. Silke, however, did not. Anyway, you are making your way outside into this bleak winter day in the occupied Talabheim. It's lightly snowing. It's cold. But you are full of purpose. You have your mission. Your gods watch over you. Your friends depend on you. You know that you can't fail. And so, armed with that knowledge, you're making your way towards the Grand Manor. But now we are taking 5 minutes break.
Okay, quick question just
Yes?
before we take the break. Are we injury-wise? Is anybody injured?
I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not.
I think I have a mystery, not actual, real 1 wound.
You're on full
on
health.
my-
You're on full
Probably
health.
didn't take it back once we healed up.
Okay.
Yeah.
At one point we went to sleep and healed up and everything, and
It was probably Yorn's jokes that caused it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He really cuts me up.
Stick around.
Yeah. All right, 5 minutes.
Allow me to break the ice. No, that's actually from Batman and Robin. I'm sorry.
Yes. Ice to eat you. Yes, that's.
What killed the dinosaurs? The Ice Age. Okay. See you guys in a few.
All right.
Okay.
All right, Sally. I'm gonna have you load another pistol.
all right, yeah. I show you everything except firing, and I say that I've only fired a pistol a few times myself, but I know how to load it and how it works in theory.
Yeah.
Certainly no master, but usually with the pistol, it's best for pointing,
Yep.
making a point.
It's like a dagger. Use it super close up. Can you use pistols like that in hand to hand?
I think so, yeah.
And use weapon skill.
I'm not sure you could use it as. I think you use it as an improvised weapon.
Oh.
After that, once you fire, you know what I mean. So it's not that it's a -20 or some shit.
Oh. Because I think like in Mordheim you'd like shoot them into hand to hand, like you essentially just put it in the gut and pull the trigger.
The one shot nature of it, and the fact it takes so long to reload, I've found it's good just to like you just pull it out at a party. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just for making people stand back, you know.
Yeah. But with
'Cause once you fire it, especially if you miss or don't kill them, you're fucked.
yeah.
You know.
Well, a pistol, like you have a lanyard between two pistols. I know, like pirates, they would put the lanyard over the back of their neck, and so the pistols would be essentially hanging by their hip, and then they just shoot them, and then they drop them, and then they'll just hang by the hip, and then they draw their sword or whatever.
Yeah, Blackbeard had like 12 or 14, so essentially when he would shoot, it would be like machine gun fire, just grab it, shoot, drop, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm just going to do that.
Did you ever read about him?
No.
Like when they killed him?
No.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. You should check out the Wikipedia page about it. But like, he had swords sticking out of him. He was shot I don't know how many times, and like this guy Maynard that was hired to go and kill him, he had to cut off his head, and he's like talking shit the whole time. You know what I mean? He like a pincushion, just all kinds of swords sticking out of him. He's just killing everybody around him.
Oh.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah. It's a neat time period.
That happened in North Carolina, actually.
Oh, really? It happened here in the States?
Yeah, it was like Edenton, Bath, North Carolina, like inside the Sound. He was being chased by Maynard's ship, and he hit a shoal. And so basically, I think Maynard hit the same shoal, so both ships got scuttled. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And the pirates were throwing like they had whiskey bottles and shit that they filled with gunpowder, and then basically made Molotovs with like gunpowder and shit. You know what I mean? So it would actually explode, and guys were getting glass in their face and shit. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. They have right now in Cincinnati the art museum. Do you know who Albrecht Dürer is?
No.
He's a medieval artist, which some of my the drawing of Talagad I did is very reminiscent of his stuff. Sean, do you know who Albrecht Dürer is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are the etchings, woodcuts, whatever.
Yeah, it's similar. Inspired my Talagad drawing. They have an expedition here in Cincinnati. I'm going to see next weekend of his stuff.
Yeah, I was actually surprised. Over the summer, I took the kids to the Phoenix Art Museum, and they had a bunch of his stuff in one of the collections. It was pretty cool. Boy, that elf dude is a dick.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
And yeah, like you said, it's like if you have the skills to kill a full patrol of fully armed Gatling Ratman, you could have spoken up, dude.
Yeah, I missed the part that he was a sword master. I knew he made swords, but I didn't know he was a...
I think he said it, but I had forgotten. But it doesn't change the fact I didn't think we could do anything to save those people, and I also thought it would compromise the mission we were currently. I mean, this isn't peacetime; we're at war, and we can't go out of our way saving everybody. But at the same time, I don't want to be the one that kills everybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, I mean, I thought that whole argument was a little weird because I was like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, wasn't there like 8 of them, and a couple of them were black Skaven, and
Yeah,
2 of them had Gatling guns? I was like,
Yeah,
and there was like 3 of us or 4 of us. I can't remember.
Just
I think
3.
of
there's
us.
only 3 of you. It was you and
Yeah.
Lucas and the elf dude, whatever. I have
And you
no
guys
clue
have
what his
seen me
name is.
fight, you know.
Yeah,
Well,
you run up to somebody and then you pass out.
Yeah. I have to say, I'm also
No, I was
confused about all the people that are helping us, and it's like every time I'm like, oh yeah, that guy. I can't keep them all straight.
Yeah. I thought he was just a blacksmith guy.
Yeah, I totally
they
didn't
fucking
know he
did.
was a badass.
So
I hope they find Gennaro when they do that
yeah,
in the forest.
I think it's kind of in the general's hands. Maybe
Yeah.
I mean, we know in one day we could have Gennaro sent out there once we talk to the foreman. So I kind of still want to go out there, even if the general's not going to do anything. You know what I mean? We'll find out tonight or tomorrow when Lucas gets back
Yeah.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
what we're doing.
Yeah.
Well, Lucas is
I don't
be back
I don't-
for
yeah.
it's noonish or was noonish, so it's probably like 1ish now. So we could probably do the whole necromancer thing before dark. I would hope. Probably wouldn't be a good idea to stay there during the dark.
Yeah.
And then
I don't think Evandro would understand the need to save Gennaro, but I think Yorn understands. He just disagrees with the logic. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean,
he seems
Yorn
to
is
come.
he's kind of an asshole too.
yeah,
I mean,
No, like he's worked for criminals and stuff before, so I think he understands the need to stick together. Like that's why we've gotten this far is because we don't leave people behind.
Mhm.
So if Evangel gets in trouble, I don't mind leaving his ass behind, but you know what I mean?
he'll probably get
Gennaro.
out of it. Apparently,
Us.
are you guys using? Well, I guess you're not. Are you using his meteorite sword, Sally?
Oh, I'm not sure if they fit me. Did they?
yeah, they're like gladiuses. They're
Oh,
Talayan.
I mean, I
they're
guess.
Talayan gladiuses, so they're probably
Yeah, they're short
like
swords.
the ideal halfling sword. I want to know what
if I could-
Vandir has.
Sure.
What's he using? Does he have a freaking two-handed sword of whatever those guys are called from Warhammer?
No, is he? Yeah, is he a war dancer? That'd be
Or
cool.
what are the two-handed elven sword guys?
Oh,
called?
sword masters of Hoeth.
Yeah, didn't he say he was a sword master just now?
I think he did say
Do
that.
more. Needs to do more war dancing, less talking. I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I was considering not using, although the swords are supposed to be cut through stuff. I was just figuring on using my hammer still.
I think now that we went through so much and Sally went through so much to get those swords, we should just totally not use them.
Yeah.
Just sell them immediately.
There you go.
No, but yeah, I think it might be a good idea to. They're probably considered best quality. So that's +5 to your weapon skill.
Oh, it's +5.
Yeah, and it gives gives it the defensive attribute and something else.
Mm-hmm.
So, for if you're using the armory book.
Yeah, I don't know. Let me see something here.
Okay, best crafted hand weapon for a sword is its encumbrance is 45 instead of 50, and its qualities are defensive.
If we take big weapons like that, basically, if we run across a patrol and they see us, we have to kill them.
I think we're going to be heavy enough to where we could, because the patrols are sparse in the area. But if we do run into one, we'll have apparently a sword master of whatever.
Like we can't run away because then word's gonna get out. There's a good sized party of humans, and such that are armed.
And you know what? I mean? We'll get some Skaven weapons that Yorn and
true.
Vandir can. So yeah, like if we run into a patrol, and this is like a regiment or something, we're going there with what, 6 people? Hold on, or is it just the 3 of us? No, Silka's coming with us, right?
Yeah. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of us plus. I thought Silka said 2 or 3 of her, minion soldiers will go with us too.
Yeah.
So we're a pretty big group.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, now that you reminded me about the best quality stat, it might be reasonable. I mean, you already have a good sword, right?
Yeah. I'm not.
So,
I don't need this.
It might be reasonable for Sally and I to equip with 2 out of the 3.
Yeah, I think so.
So, what are you guys talking
to-
about?
Gear.
Beer?
Gear.
Or
And
beer?
Yes. Equipment.
Oh, okay.
I'm thinking about taking a second pistol that Sally's going to load for me. And then pretty much everything else is the same as before.
Like, I don't think you want to be loud at all when we do this.
This is, if it rains on our parade type of thing.
Hey, is it okay if I do a test roll here on something? I want to see something about my.
Sure.
Because I don't know if. Well, maybe you can answer this. When you put in the craftsmanship of the weapon in the weapon stats, does it give you the +10 or +5? I mean.
Stats of the weapon, like in row 20?
Yeah.
I don't really know. I always add
I don't
any
think
modifiers.
I'm just gonna roll an attack with my dagger. It's in my. Let me change it to main hand for a second, just so it doesn't take off the 10 for. And then let me just see if I roll what it does. No, it's just giving me a straight up. It's not giving me a plus for best quality. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that was our question, is because we're just our Avondale Yavandir, or whatever his name is, are
We should always say something different just to piss them off.
Are those swords, are they best quality swords? And then that would give us a +5% to whatchamahoots?
Weapon skill. Yeah.
Weapon skill. Okay. So the thought is that Sally and I will equip with those swords, because we can take all the pluses to weapon skill we can get, I think.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you are using a best quality weapon, during the attack you get a, +5 to weapon skill or ballistic skill.
Okay. Oh, it did add it did give me the +5.
Yeah?
I see that now.
Oh,
yeah,
great.
when I clicked it on best quality, it gave me +5 because mine is 43, and you see it was rolling out of a 48. Oops.
No, I did that.
Okay, cool, awesome.
All right, so
Okay, yeah, that works for
I
me
will do
too.
that. Tillian Gladius, best quality.
I'm
And
assuming
just-
he's letting us, well, whoever doesn't have a nice sword to use him.
Well, Jorn took his knives, and Avandu took his elven longsword. Silke is armed with her shield and sword, and as you are making your way towards Manor District, you've picked up 3 young Talabheimers, all armed with axes and daggers. Silke told them what's at stake, and what are we going to do. And of course they were all like, oh yeah, this shit is going down, and they're pretty much enthusiastic about killing the necromancer, Dr. Gugula
Oh,
Skell.
it adds it.
What?
Oh, I was testing the roll.
Oh, okay.
So it did do it though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Are the best quality short swords lighter?
Yeah, I think.
Yes, they're also like 10% lighter. I think it said. I can look it
Okay,
up.
nice. So
Actually, that makes
I have the
me
black
wonder.
dragon.
Could I do a hammer in my offhand?
Of course, you can use 2 weapons, but
Okay.
if you are attacking with your offhand, not parrying, attacking, it's with a minus 20%.
Okay.
Now, those swords have defensive, so
Yeah,
that gives you a bonus if you use it for parrying as
Yeah.
your parrying weapon.
yeah. The swords. The
Oh,
swords
okay.
have
They
defense.
have the quality defensive.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you do your main attack, how does that work? So if he holds it in his offhand, he'll get the defensive bonus, but he won't get the weapon skill bonus because he's using his hammer.
No. Essentially, if he would hold a sword in his offhand, he would parry with a bonus, like the one that you are having from
Yeah.
the shield.
Yeah, but he won't get a bonus for attacking.
No, he won't get bonus from attacking, and he won't get bonus from the for the free parrying, so to speak, from the hammer, because hammer is not defensive. However, if he would declare attack and parry with his sword, then he would attack with normal +5 for best quality and parry +20%.
Oh, if I do the attack and parry move.
Yeah, because you can do it.
Okay.
You can declare attack and parry. One action is attack, the other is parry.
Yeah, it's parrying stance is the half action, and then you just do a
Right.
regular attack, which is a half action.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah, I see it there.
So,
All right.
so you are making.
So I'm equipped with my dagger, club, Tillian short sword, and sling.
Okay, but
and
what are you holding in your hand?
The sling right now.
All right. So Leopold, what are you holding in your hand?
We're just getting ready to go outside right now,
You are outside.
or are we actually?
You are making your way towards the Manor District right now.
Okay.
I've got the sling kind of like wrapped around my hand, so it's not like I'm holding it ready to fire, but I can get it out quickly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think in my hand, I still have a pistol that I've tied to my wrist.
Okay.
So I've got that, but I'm holding it down below. I'm trying to conceal it as much as I can.
No problem. No problem.
Yeah, we got cloaks and stuff. I'll have my sword out but pointing down. Wrapped up. I'm all kind of wrapped in my cloak as if I'm very cold with the sword underneath the cloak.
Very well. No problem.
Yeah, and then as far as other weapons, I'm taking my dagger, hammer, and that new sword, but that's it. I don't think I have a sling anymore. I think I lost that a long time ago.
And Sally, are you taking a sack?
A sack?
Yeah, I think I have
A sling bag.
Oh, okay.
I'm just looking over what I have. I've got the rough blanket with me. I've been using as a loot sack at times.
Yeah, I got a
You want me to just
sling
do that?
bag. I got an empty sling bag slung over.
Okay. I have a soldier's backpack, but all my stuff is in it.
Right. I just figure for traveling light, we're not gonna. Well, actually, maybe we should take that just because.
If we find anything that could be useful,
Yeah. Okay, I'll take.
I might try looking for a buckler or something like that. That's small enough to conceal under a cloak.
With each step, you're getting closer to the Grand Manor. Actually, you can see it, well, almost from any part of the city. The structure is grand, but from where you're, like walking right now, it looks sinister. It looks like it's dead.
Aha!
Yes. There are no lights burning in the windows. There's no one on the myriad balconies. Flag of Talabheim, which shows the famous Talabheim maiden, who ironically became a saint after defeating the city, or so they say, against an army of ratmen. Of course, the flag isn't flying above the roof. You know that inside is Gugula Skell, the vile necromancer, the evildoer supreme, the if you can call it that, trusted servant of Asurak Steel-Eye, Skaven Gracier. The three youths that are coming with you, they are still, like eager, but with each step, you can hear their, breaths quickening. Some of them are praying silently, to Tau and More, to guide their souls from this horrible evil. Silke has this look of determination on her face, while Jorn casually, plays with one of his many knives. Avandil holds his sword loosely in his right hand, sometimes making it spin with almost zero effort. But you know that he's also tense and on the edge, just as well as the murderer. Finally,
I make the sign of the hammer when we're walking in.
all right. You make a sign of a
The
hammer.
sign of the hammer.
I guess that you're, speaking quiet prayer to Sigmar. At least some of you, others to More. You also hope that Lucas will make his way safely to Dankarut. Anyway, now I need one of you to make a successful agility test. Actually, concealment. It's a concealment test.
Just as far as what we're kind of discussing, I think you were here for that, Sean, but everybody is aware we're going to try sneaking there, staying out of sight. But if we ever get compromised, unless it's like a huge company of Skaven, we're just going to attack them.
Kill them all. Yeah, there's no running away from it because they're going to raise the alarm. There's a bunch of armed humans running around.
So, just wanted to... And the team knows that too.
Yeah,
we'll make that clear.
Of course, they nod. They nod their...
We're like ready to pounce, it seems.
Yeah. They nod their agreement. Avandil, and the rest. Your new recruits as well. So, who's making the test?
Hopefully somebody who actually
54.
has concealment.
Yeah, I think Sally, you'd
silent
probably be
move.
leading.
Silent move
I
or
got-
concealment. I'm not picking.
Oh, I have silent move.
Me too.
I have Alley Cat and I have concealment, and I thought I had silent move. I can't find it. Silent
It's
move's
down at the bottom.
Talent. Oh yeah, I have silent move, concealment, and Alley Cat,
You'd
and
be
a
leading
54
us there.
agility. Okay.
You'd be our guy
I-
for sure.
And I have 2 luck points, so this is important here. I'm gonna roll for it.
Go for it.
I'm gonna use a luck.
All right.
God damn it.
Okay.
Well, I mean, what are my bonuses though?
None, actually. You are leading a party of what, 8 people through the streets
Oh yeah.
of Manor District. So you're making your way to the Grand Manor, and of course, Halfling is leading you. Suddenly, you're traversing a corner, and you've almost run headfirst into a patrol. This patrol is 6 rats strong. Fortunately, they are of the standard brown rat variety, dressed in their haphazard rusty armor, carrying spears and round wooden shields with this strange device of 3 intercrossing, intermingling.
Intertwined.
Oh,
could be
thanks.
another way.
Intertwined lines.
Crisscross.
Gopher told you that this is their symbol. This is the symbol of their god, the horrible hornet rat. But they are also led by a black-furred killer, armed from head to foot in gleaming steel armor and carrying a vicious glaive. The Skaven weren't exactly surprised, because as you've rounded the corner, their weapons were already lowered and their shields up. Although they weren't sure if you are actually a bunch of armed resistance fighters, or simply put some unfortunate Talabheimers. But as soon as they saw you, the large Skaven squeaked something in their vile language, and those of you who have your medallions understand. Kill, kill, man things, kill! And the Skaven, with a vicious shriek, charge towards you. Right, so it's initiative time.
Didn't add my...
Wait a second, I will need to write here because I have this... I really need to organize my place better, but it's also my modeling place, so I have like this small room. It's Alpha Legion everywhere.
Yeah.
I'm obviously taking that first roll. I'm just testing my sheet here.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, so I'm still at 56. I just wanted to...
Sure.
I didn't have the bottom.
Okay, so it's Sally, Leopold, then we have Vincent. I will also
Let
add
me roll. I haven't rolled
Lucas.
initiative yet.
Yeah,
If you're wearing full mail, you get a -5 to agility.
Yeah.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Okay. Then that would be 53 minus 5.
48.
So, 48.
Yeah. Vincent.
That's it. I modified it,
41.
so it's 41.
Okay, so now we need to roll for the Skaven. Great.
I think Evander has like 112 or something like agility.
Yeah, well, his fight is completely different.
I just added the -5 modifier to my thing.
Yeah, Leopold,
So we'll
what's
see
your
what
base agility?
My base agility is 43.
Okay.
Or sorry, 48.
Okay.
I see. It just adjusted it when I put the -5 in.
Cool. So, actually, your agility is very good.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, all of you, but alright, 53. Okay. So this is how it looks like. You've only heard Suka saying something like, "Take them now," and you know it's battle. It's complete chaos. The resistance fighters, led by Suka, rushed towards the Skaven, who also, goaded by their Blackford overseer, charged them. At least, most of them, because this is how it looks like. And now I will need to roll d4. Actually, no, I'm not going to roll. One of you roll d4. And on a roll of 1, the Blackford Skaven will attack one of you.
Alright, I'm rolling.
Alright.
I don't want that kind of pressure. So.
Excellent. The Blackford killer rushed towards Suke, while the the clan rats charge the resistance fighters and you as well. What this means is that each of you fights with a single clan rat, while the others, some of your friends even fight like 2 against 1. You know that if you're lucky and fast, you get out of this one just fine. But if you're not, it could mean trouble. So first is Sully. You see that one of the clan rats, a mangy little thing, lowers his spear and advances towards you with obvious intent of stabbery. But you are faster than it. You can act faster.
I want to get my Italian sword out. Can I do that and get in a defensive position?
You mean Tylian sword out?
Yeah.
Okay, so you are taking out your sword in your offhand, right? Or
no, I was going to drop the.
Oh, so you drop the sling.
sling.
All right, you take out your sword and you are preparing to defend yourself. Very well.
Yeah.
All around you, it's chaos already. Men and ratmen are fighting to the death. You can see with the corner of your eye Silke desperately trying to fend off the Black Skaven's horrible attacks. Jorn and Avandil actually work rather well in a tandem, trying to overwhelm a single clan rat, while the youths are doing their best to avenge their city and hack with their hatchets at the vile Skaven. So, now, after that, we have Leopold.
Yep.
You see your target.
Yep. I'm going to drop my pistol, let the lanyard do its job, and pull out my sword and hammer.
Very well. You drop your pistol to the ground. Now tell me one thing. Was the pistol loaded and cocked?
No, he has a lanyard.
Oh, you have this like... Oh, okay, sorry. You have this like line, right? Okay, sorry. Yeah, sure. Because, otherwise it could be... there would be a chance for a discharge. Early discharge is a horrible thing. Yeah.
Last time he dropped a pistol, the whole house disappeared, so...
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Okay, you pull out your sword and your hammer, and what are you... and that's it, right?
Yes.
Alright, and you are facing the Skaven attack. The Skaven don't charge you because, there wasn't enough room, enough space. So they just simply shorten their distance and try to, skewer you with their spears. So let's do you first, Leopold.
Okay.
First of this horrible...
I guess they have a higher agility than me.
Yeah, they have.
Well, nice.
The
One
Skaven,
stabs the other.
Yeah, the Skaven tried to skewer you, but suddenly a knife flew right past your ear and buried itself in the thing's eye socket. You recognize one of Jorn's signature knives. Yeah, so that's one less Skaven to worry about. However, you can still hear the man fighting with, side by side with Avandil against his other attacker. Who knows? Maybe Jorn just likes you. So now we have Sally, your Ratman.
Yeah.
Tries to stab you, but you've managed to parry his attack with your Tylian short sword. It's excellently balanced, and you've parried the attack with, utmost contempt. Finally, there's the Skaven running towards Vincent. But Vincent, you've managed to jump back just in time before the spear eviscerated you. And now it's your turn.
I'm going to... my sword's all ready to go, so I'm just going to riposte and swing my sword. I guess I'm already in combat, so that would be... it's a swift attack.
Swift attack if you are using more than one attack. But
yes.
Do you have anything to parry with?
I just have my one sword.
So remember that you don't have automatic parry from this sword.
Okay.
And if you're making swift attack, then it's like attack, but then you can only dodge.
Yes. Okay, that's what I'm going to do.
Alright.
Alright. So, first attack.
Excellent. Plus 5%, of course, for the best quality.
Alright.
First attack, this thing took on its shield. Second attack, on your basic weapon skill, because it's plus 5, minus 5 for the second attack.
Alright. Huzzah.
Excellent, right in the arm. Of course, this thing will try to block. It has the shield. Oh yeah.
Dramatic.
And it managed to parry your second attack without much problem. Very well. So that was Vincent. The fight continues. Now, Vincent, suddenly, Avandil emerged right to your side, his blade slick with blood, and he chops at your attacker. Why? Yeah, well, I don't know why did... Oh, okay. Yeah, he managed to cut this thing low in the leg. It will try to dodge. It can't parry again. Holy shit, it managed. However, the Skaven jumped above his sword. The elf cursed in his Fey language, but continues to press the attack. Now it's Sally.
Okay, can I make one attack with the sword and get the club out in the offhand?
Yes, you can.
Okay, I'm gonna do that.
Alright. You raise your sword, plus 5%, you bring it down on the Skaven fighting with you.
That has the 5% figured in.
Yeah, and you've managed to strike a blow right into this thing's torso. Roll for damage. How much?
Strength 4.
Strength 4.
My strength is 4.
Plus 9, okay. How much? Okay, 1, 4. Alright. You've cut this thing deeply. It squeaked horribly, spitting blood from, well, perhaps punctured lung, you don't know, but it's still in the fight. Now it's Leopold, Fury on Wissenland.
Okay, so I can only use my second attack if I do swift attack, right?
You use both of your attacks. If you have more than one, of course.
Yeah, but only if I do swift attack?
Yes, only if you have swift attack.
Yeah, I'll swift attack. What the hell?
Always a good choice.
Alright, so first attack. Boop, boop, boop. With the Tilian Gladius.
Excellent. Excellent.
Boom. Oh, but I suck. All right.
That's what she said.
So then the second attack is just on my basic weapon skill, correct? Because it's
yes.
+5, -5?
Exactly.
All right. Attack again.
Excellent.
There you go.
You've cut it
Alright.
first high into the arm. You reverse the blow and cut it low, right into its leg. It tries desperately to parry with its shield. But unfortunately for it, you've managed to took both of its legs right in the knees. This thing fell to the ground, screaming horribly, until, since you are all, like mixed in combat, one of the youths fighting against his Skaven, stepped on your attacker's throat and silenced it for good. You never knew if he did it intentionally or not.
But he will be credited
Stealing
with
my
the
kill,
kill.
boy.
What?
I want to give a thumbs up to the youth saying, "Good kill."
Thanks.
Yeah.
He says.
Did you guys play that way in the old days? Whoever got the killing blow got like all the experience.
No, when I was playing when I was still playing Warhammer Fantasy as a player, and our game master was running the Light Master campaign for first edition. I've managed to kill Heinrich Kemmler, the Light Master,
Wow.
and got rewarded a fate point for that. And
That's cool.
the enmity of my friends at the table because they wanted the fate point for themselves. But you can't have everything.
Yeah, no. Back in the day when we played Dungeons and Dragons, we had this one group where it didn't matter if the monster had 1 hit point left. If you gave it the killing blow, you got all the experience for killing that monster.
Oh,
It sucked ass.
yeah. Well, that's kind of nasty, honestly. I mean, I would at least gave a little bit points to the rest, but
Yeah.
well, there are different schools.
I think it was just maybe the DM didn't want to do math. It was like,
Yeah.
like how much damage did you do? And I was like,
Yeah, whatever. Here's your XP. Okay, so how does it look like combat-wise? I think Sally is still fighting with his. Yep. Is he still fighting with his?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I think that's the last one actually. Or am I mistaken? Because one was killed by.
is the black rat still alive?
Yeah, he's still alive, but.
With Soka.
Yeah. Sally, your Skaven completely missed his attack, and the combat shifted. The black rat has been killed by Karsta. Silke.
No, Karsta hit him with the loaf of bread.
Yeah.
A rolling pin, come on,
Rolling
man.
pin, exactly. Rolling pin. Sigmar's rolling pin. The youths managed to overpower their assailants, and Avandil and Yorn butchered first their Skaven and then helped you guys. So what this meant was that 2 of your resistance members, the new ones, jumped at the last Skaven that you were fighting against, Sally, and together all 3 of you simply hacked it to pieces. The combat took a little over 10 seconds, honestly.
I spit on it and say Casa de Rati.
Oh, okay. That's pretty cool. Right, Karsta looks at you, wipes her blade. You see that she did not remain
Silke?
Sorry,
Yeah.
Silke. Yeah. You saw that
Karsta has a rolling pin, not a.
Yeah, well, Karsta actually is right now busy baking Skaven alive in her oven.
Now let's grab some things so we can make it look like another party was killed by other Skaven later, like some Skaven weapons maybe, or some
All right.
garments.
We can do it now, says Karsta. You see that she... Silke! God damn it! Sorry.
All right.
You see that she's not unscathed, actually. The black furred Skaven managed to slash her across the arm. And she's bleeding lightly, but she's still in the fight. Alright, we can do that, but we must hurry. There may be more of them in the vicinity.
Yeah. Yorn and Yavandir, do you want to grab any of these weapons for your future endeavors?
Actually, I like the knives on this Skaven, says Jorn. And he takes
I mean, for plants, to plant
Oh.
the weapons.
Oh, in that case, no, not really. Well, alright, I'll take the glaive. I will plant it later, when I slit
All right.
some rat throats. He says.
I ask Silka if she's okay.
I'll manage, thank you. We must hurry. Come on, let's go to the...
You got something for the wound if you need it. But only if you need it.
Later. No time for that. We need to
Take
reach
a-
Alright.
we need to reach the manor and end this now. And yeah, and to the
Do we
manor we
wa-
go.
Should we examine at least the blade that cut Silka, just to make sure it wasn't one of these crazy Skaven warpstone weapons or
Toxins.
anything like that? Toxins.
Well, when you've mentioned that, Jorn, recoiled and threw the glaive away. But as it clanked to the floor, you see that, although horribly looking, very disturbingly looking, it's a normal-ish Skaven blade.
Iron.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, iron, hooked, barbed, but you don't see any infernal glow coming from it.
All right.
Yeah, without further ado, you're making your way to the Grand Manor. Fortunately, the rest of your journey passes without any incidents, and finally you are standing before the huge door leading inside. Well, here we are, says Yavandu. Let's see if the master is home, shall we?
Oh, I want to pick up my sling before we get too far, too.
Yeah. How are
don't
you
wanna
guys
forget
armed?
I'm gonna go with two hand weapons because I feel like every time I equip a missile weapon, I end up having to not use it. So screw it.
All right.
Yeah,
I've got the sword and the club.
Yeah, sword and hammer.
Sword and
I have
hammer.
the sword.
Cool. Only sword or something else in your offhand?
I guess. Yeah, I'll my dagger in the offhand,
Okay.
just so if I wanted to parry, I had that option.
Very well. So, you are armed. You are armed to the teeth. You are ready, determined. You're awesome. It's time to do this, boys. All three of the young ones, open the door. It opens with a horrible creak. Inside, it's gloomy. Not exactly dark, but there are a lot of things that you don't see. Of course, you see silhouettes of furniture, columns, some sculptures. You can smell the horrible stench of death and decay, and you three can smell a familiar smell of rotting flowers. You enter inside. Silke, you can hear her giving silently orders. Disperse, but don't go far away from each other. She tells that, of course, to the youths.
Yeah. Do we want like maybe Silka and the youths to hang out close to the entrance? So.
You don't think
We
that
have a
Silke will
escape
do
route?
that because she's she's a knight. She won't
Alright.
hold back while you are doing all the job.
Okay.
That it's not even wise to tell her that because she will decline essentially.
All right.
I think one of the recruits should cover the exit, though. Just one, just to make sure we don't get attacked from behind.
Not if we leave them alone, though.
Yeah, I don't think these guys. I'm not concerned about anything coming in behind us. The rats supposedly don't come in here, so I don't think we need.
Okay.
I mean,
All right.
Yeah.
I feel like we can get out. That's
Okay.
not the issue.
Then we'll all stick together then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you are
I think that's better.
moving further inside. You are in the grand hall of the Grand Manor. There are two sets of stairs, wide stairs. I don't know if you guys saw the second part of the Matrix and the Manor scene where Neo fights, the minions of the Merovingian.
Yeah.
You remember the stairs there?
Vaguely.
Yeah, it's like there are two sets of stairs running parallel to each other. The stairs are like curved and they are coming up.
Right.
And there was like this platform on top, or balcony. So here is the same, but of course it's much bigger because it's a grand manor. It's almost it is a palace. It is actually a palace. You are walking quietly and carefully. Everyone roll for perception. If you have any bonuses to hearing, you can of course add them to your roll, but only to hearing.
I have 6 sense. I don't have that.
Oh yeah, thank you for that. Because your sixth sense is like ding 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 ding.
Now, I have acute hearing. Is that It says it's under intelligence.
Yes.
Is that right?
Acute
Okay.
hearing actually is will help you in this situation.
Okay.
I just have a bonus to perception.
I missed.
Well, Sigmar loves you.
Yeah.
Am I testing intelligence?
Yeah. Perception rolls are always for intelligence.
Yeah.
So I get 6 sense plus a success.
Sixth sense doesn't give you anything to your roll, actually.
Okay.
All right.
Oops.
Well, at
What?
least it's not a badge.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Sorry. God damn it. Okay. So you are walking further and further from the entrance. You remind me, you've left one of them at the entrance or not? Finally.
No, we're all staying
No,
together.
No, we didn't.
Yeah.
You are trying to stay alert for any sign of hostiles. You are seeing dead people in every shadow. Horrible dead people created from miscellaneous parts created in the mind of a mad woman. Sally, you don't really call it sixth sense. You call it your inner sense, inner coward, whatever you want to call it. It warns you against something. You know that with every step you are getting deeper and deeper into a very dangerous place. However,
I say,
yes,
get ready, man.
yes, you can hear moaning, and that moaning is coming from all around you. And suddenly you see in the gloom dozens of bluish lights coming to life all around you. And
Can I fall back with the rest of the group?
No.
So we all cluster together?
You are, like I said, there are only a few meters between each of you. Like maybe even like 2 meters to 2 meters.
Yeah, we're still all together.
Yeah, you are all together. The zombies attack.
Zombie attack.
Zombie attack.
Dance off.
I hope this is worth it. I hope we get more than 3 swords up.
Fortunately for you, your friends, most of them were prepared. Sally, you've managed to, issue a warning, and at the same time you've heard Avandil and Yorn cry out at the same time, and Silke also shouted, "To arms! The enemy is around us!" But, they've only managed to make sure that their young recruits won't get eaten. Actually, at least not that fast. But Vincent and Leopold, you were caught off guard. What this means is that for a turn you are surprised. But next turn you'll be able to act normally.
Okay.
You won't need to roll for the fear because you've already seen these creatures, and you're pretty, well, it's not about getting used to.
Yeah, we put ourselves in this position too.
Yeah, but you saw those creatures and you know what to expect of them. I'm not going to roll for there. I mean, we will use the last initiative mainly because these creatures have so little agility that there's no chance for them to be before any of you. So
Okay.
it will be Sally first, Leopold second, Vincent third, then the zombies. And now I need to roll d10 and roll. All right, thank you. All right, so Sally, you're first.
Who's closest to me in my group?
So you're making an awareness check as a free action.
I have to do.
You are already. There are. Well, you haven't really counted them, but you think at least more than a dozen Walking Dead emerging from the shadows, intending on making you their next meal. It's not like you have, time to assess the situation. You can spend. Actually, you need to spend one action to assess the situation fully, if you want to do that.
Okay, yeah, I won't then. I just want to attack the closest zombie then.
You see one. This zombie is strange. It has two arms growing from its chest, and its head is upside down. And then you remember that Dr. Skell was the artist. So you know.
Autistic.
Yeah, artistic. So, what are you going to do? You can charge it, but it will mean that you move further away from your comrades. What's your plan?
Okay, I think I just want to be in a defensive position then, because I don't want to move away from the group.
So, you're taking defensive position and you're preparing for zombies onslaught. And since Leopold and Vincent are surprised, we are jumping straight to zombies' turn.
Zambambos.
The zombies, of course. The zombies took on a burst of speed and rushed towards you and your friends. In a matter of, milliseconds, you can hear swords clashing, oaths being shouted, screams of pain and anguish also reach your ears. But it's too late to stop now. It's on, baby, it's on. So first, we'll go with Sally. The chest hand zombie rushes you. Fortunately, you've managed to swat it away with your gladius, cutting one of its chest hands off. It, however, didn't even notice that. It still has 3 more arms. Leopold, you are attacked by a strange zombie, which has a leg coming out from its back. And this leg actually has a small hand at the end. You are so distracted by this view that, the zombie caught you completely off guard and munches at your chest. Om nom nom.
Is it possible for me to dodge blow, or no? I'm
no,
still frozen.
Because you're completely surprised by this.
Right.
However, I don't think it's 5, so I don't think it even scratched you.
Yeah, I don't think so, because I think my armor plus my toughness absorbs that.
Yeah, just check to be sure, but I'm pretty sure that you're okay. Yeah, you're okay.
Unless your toughness is 1, you're fine.
Yeah. No, my toughness. So I've got a 6 altogether, so I'm good.
Awesome. His claws, managed to slit off your armor. You're fine for the moment. But there's also Vincent. Vincent, you are attacked by three-headed freak. The two heads are on its shoulders. The third head is where its stomach should be. The three-headed freak crushes you, but more gave you strength. You have your holy sword, I presume.
Yes.
Yeah, the blade glowed slightly, and as the zombie tried to approach you, it was suddenly repelled. Although only for a split second, but it was enough. So we have new turn. Sally.
Okay. The one with the two arms and out of his chest and the upside down head, that charged me, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna attack with my sword and club.
Sword and club. So you're making like what? Swift attack?
I'd suppose.
Do you have two attacks? Can you even do that?
Yeah.
All right.
I have 2 attacks.
All right. So in that case, roll.
Sword.
Very well. They can actually try to dash, but with a single
in the eye.
with a single slash, you've decapitated the thing, and then with a backslash, you've managed to remove the last of the nipple arms from its chest. It fell to the ground, writhing, and then grew still. Now, Leopold, you saw what happened, and that gave you strength. That halfling is one badass mofo, so you know. You need to take lessons.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, it sounds like swift attack.
Sounds like swift attack to me as well. Go for it.
Yay!
Yay!
And you want the second attack?
Wait a second. Yeah. No. First roll for now. First roll for this attack.
Okay. So that would be
82. It's leg.
Mhm.
Just so you know.
So it's a D. Oops. Well, so I meant to change that. So I think that's plus my strength and then +1 for the mighty blow.
Yeah, exactly that.
So that would be 8 altogether.
8 altogether. Excellent.
Yes.
You've managed to slash this thing. You've cut off a huge part of its leg. However, these monsters, they don't even utter a single sound. They just keep on coming. It's horrible. That was the first attack. Now it's second.
Mm-hmm.
Go for
Do
it.
it again. Now just a regular straight up attack. Oh, and I miss.
The second attack unfortunately missed, but you see that this thing has been damaged. Finally, it's Vincent.
Alright, I'm going to do a swift attack
All right.
with the glowing blue sword.
It doesn't dodge, so roll for damage. You've
All right.
slashed it across the chest.
+4, so that's 7.
And you've opened a gash. It's still not done with you.
Alright.
Not by a long shot.
Second attack.
Alright. The second attack also managed to slice a part of this thing's, well, body, but a very small part, and it's still coming. Sally, there's another one coming towards you. This one.
Okay, has it charged me?
No,
Or-
this one simply approaches you because, by the way, guys, the zombies, there are at least, well, you will be surprised if there will be less than 20. Fortunately for you, you've managed to practically, huddle together and keep most of them at bay. So you are essentially fighting only with one at a time. These things' artistic improvements are actually a detriment because there are so many additional limbs, heads, and in a few cases even the zombies are made like from one zombie is made from 2, that they can't really use their numerical advantage against you. Still, there are a lot of them, and from the smell of urine and feces, you can tell that that your new recruits actually, are kinda regretting signing up for this. So, Sally, your zombie simply approaches you and tries to bite down on you. Let's see how well it will go. It almost caught your arm, but you've smashed it in its face, which actually the lower portion of its face looks like it's made from marble, like a prosthetic.
Oh, that's pretty.
Yeah, and it kind of hurt when you've struck it hard. But the blow was sufficient enough so that it did not chomp off your arm. Leopold, your zombie. Your zombie, you are also keeping at bay for now. And Vincent. Vincent, you're out of luck because your monster is desperately trying to tear off your arm.
Alright.
Are you going to dodge or parry?
I will use dodge.
Dodge, alright.
Dodge below. Alright, let's see here. Dodge below.
Luck?
Missed the dodge.
Maybe.
No.
No?
No.
Alright. Wait a second, I need to do just one thing, okay. Okay, so let's see. You have armor on your arm, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. And that's 12 damage.
Okay, so I have toughness of 5 and 3 armor, so I
4.
take, I guess 4 goes through. Now, how do you have, when you fill in the box of wounds, do you start at your max number and work down?
What do you mean?
It could go either way. You just got to keep track of how you're doing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just how you keep track of it.
Okay, well, I want to give myself 4 wounds.
Yeah, you essentially just, deduce 4 wounds from your character sheet.
Okay.
The
So
thing
that's
that you're fighting with slashed you hard, actually managed to penetrate the armor. You've yelled with pain, but you're still in the game.
Alright.
So that's good. Sally, new turn.
Okay, so I'm fully in combat with this new zombie now, right? With the marble face.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to do sword and club.
Sword and club. Swift attack.
Swift attack.
Very good.
Sword first.
Alright.
Okay.
It doesn't dodge actually.
You can dodge, right?
So you just roll damage.
Okay. Strength of 4.
And +1 for the sword. Or no, you don't get the +1. That's not the sword. It's my special ability. Sorry.
So how many damage?
10.
10 total. Alright. You've slashed this thing low. You've opened the belly, but of course no innards came out to your, horrifying fascination. And then, second attack.
Oh, it's like a club.
Nice.
Minus,
no,
I don't know if I
nice.
get a...
No, minus 10.
That's with the club.
Yeah.
Minus 10, you rolled.
Yeah, but it's
Oh,
your
it's minus 10?
Yeah,
the heck
but
did you roll? You did minus
Yeah.
20.
I have a weapons... Yeah, I have a weapon skill of 44.
Oh yeah, I think it's for the. Did you have it marked as in your offhand on?
yeah.
Did you roll
it's
the?
offhand. If it's
Yeah, that's
offhand,
minus
Yeah, I rolled it on the weapon part.
Yeah.
It's minus
Right.
20?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because if you are fighting with your offhand and you don't have the ambidextrous talent, you are rolling with minus 20%.
No, he could do both attacks with the same
Of course,
sword, though.
Of course, that's
Just,
why I
yeah.
think that you should consider this as an attack from your sword
Yeah.
and not from your
yeah.
club. Yeah, but you've learned a valuable
But I
lesson.
still have to have the club in the other hand.
Yeah, but the club
sword?
mainly works as a pairing weapon if you are having it in your offhand.
Yeah, so when
okay, I gotcha.
when you do the swift attack, you just attack twice with the weapon that you say you attack with.
Exactly.
Okay.
The club doesn't get a minus 20% for pairing. You parry on your standard weapon skill. Weapons with pairing trait get a plus 10%, like shields and your Tylian Gladii. So, a second attack also managed to strike this thing. Roll for damage, please. Brian? Oh, thanks.
Yeah,
Yep.
I got it.
Oh,
It's a 5.
it's a 5. Well, unfortunately, the strength of the blow was weaker, and you've only managed to nick this thing in the arm. It's still standing. Very well. Now we have Leopold.
Swift attack!
Swift attack.
In the name of Sigmar, I smite thee with a Tylian Gladius.
Yeah, that's actually, it takes away a bit from this whole for Sigmar thing.
Well, we'll pretend.
Whoa,
all right.
You're too good for, to use Imperial weapons, eh?
Yeah, well, it has Imperial iconography on it.
Made by an elf.
Yeah.
A Talayan sword made by an elf.
with Imperial markings.
All right, you've managed to
I
strike
hit.
the thing.
That's what they call a bastard sword.
Yeah, there you go.
You've managed to strike the thing in the arm. Congratulations. Roll for damage.
All right, I'm just trying to figure out why the roller... Oh, it's because it's behind this other window. Beep. All right. Huzzah. 12 points. Take that.
12 points. Excellent. This time, you've managed to kill this thing. You've simply stabbed it 1, 2, 3 times, and then rammed your gladius under its chin and through the top of its head.
Nice.
It went down. It's the leg on its back fluttered and went still. But you see that there are a lot more where it came from. All right. So now we have Vincent.
All right. Swift attack. Here it goes. All right. That's a miss.
Killer of the Dead barely missed this thing.
All right. Second attack. Man, I'm not doing so well.
Yeah, second attack was also stopped. It actually stopped on one of this horrible creature's heads, but you guess that it really didn't need it because it did not went down. Sally.
It was just a decorative head.
Yeah, it's a head for show. Sally, your zombie. Your zombie is out to get you. So it managed to jump towards your leg and tries to clamp his teeth on it. Are you going to parry or dodge?
I'm gonna parry. Is that a roll against weapon skill for that, right?
Yeah. Your basic weapon skill.
Nope.
Luck.
No, I'm gonna save that luck.
All right. Let's hope this will not be your famous last words. And it's 11 damage.
Okay. So I have 3 toughness and I have 3 points of armor all around, right?
You have full mail, right?
Yeah.
All
I
right.
have the
Yeah.
full.
So like 6, so 5
instead of
damage
chain,
passes.
I have the armor. Okay. 5. All right.
How much HP do you have left?
10.
All right. This thing managed to bite you hard in the lower leg. You've yelped with pain, but you're still standing. Leopold, your turn.
Yep.
Where one fell, another took its place. This one has eyes in place of nipples, and an idiotic grin where its belly should be, actually. And from its shoulders, a line of candles emerge. They are all burning with bright blue fire. This thing tries to chomp you, but you have none of it. You simply killed it by stabbing it in its stupid grin in the belly.
You blew out the candles.
Yeah, and
I stab it through its nipple eyes.
exactly through nipple eyes, through the mouth, and then you blew the candles for good measure. It's fucking death. Excellent. Woo! Vincent.
Yeah.
Let's hope that you will not visit more today.
I know. It's
But you're in luck. Zombie, even though you can't really, it seems that you can't really do any harm to it. It is also unable to give you any, lasting grief. You are swatting away its attacks, and that's a good thing. What's not a good thing is that there are a lot more coming.
Mm-hmm.
So now, Sally, your turn.
Okay, sword and sword.
Sword and sword, excellent.
All right.
Nice.
Roll for damage.
Can you dodge?
No, he's not dodging. I've actually decided that they will not dodge.
So that's 9, I think.
That's 9. Alright. You've struck it low in the leg. You've cut off a large portion of it. Of course, there's no blood. This thing staggered, but it's still going. Your second attack.
Just a flesh wound.
Yeah. With some horrified amazement, you see that there are what looks like pearls embedded in its legs. Roll for second attack.
Ew. Okay.
What's somebody scratching?
Yeah, actually.
No, that was my mouse.
Oh.
Yeah, it has a little ratchet thing.
Okay, the second attack missed because you've got distracted by the pearls. Yeah.
Funny.
Woo, pretty! Now we have Leopold. Leopold?
Yeah, sorry, just 1 second.
Okay. Beep boop.
Dun, 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 dun.
Bum, bum.
How's the rest of the team doing?
You can spare an action to see it. See that.
Alright.
By making a perception test, of course.
Okay, sorry.
No problem.
I will swift attack.
I think we just have to keep
Huzzah.
attacking until there's nothing.
Nice.
Excellent. Roll.
Alright. Take that.
Vile Fiend.
Mhm.
Oh, actually, okay, let's say that you could have engaged one more immediately. Alright, you slash at a creature whose hands end up in, what's the word? Oh my god. Coat hangers. But, very ornate coat hangers, actually. Without any coats on them, I would like to add.
No wire hangers ever.
Yeah, the coat hangers actually have been sharpened, so they can be weaponized. This thing has a head, but its head is encased completely in what looks like a theater, mask. So you don't see its features. You've managed to slash it hard and cut off one of its arms. but it's still in the fight. So,
Okay.
time to roll second time.
Yep. There we go. Beep. Oh
Yeah,
well.
but the coat hangers are also apparently a very good pairing weapon, because this thing managed to parry your attack with one of them. And finally, we have Vincent.
All right, swift attack again.
Very well.
These 3 heads are giving me some trouble.
Yeah, there are 3 of
All right.
them.
Second attack.
Nah. You
Nope,
are
nope.
actually chopping away at the thing, and it does sustain damage, but it's simply not enough. It's relentless. It wants your blood. So let's see if it will be able to get some.
All right.
No. You've managed to block every single one of its strike on your holy sword dedicated to Mor. Sally, your turn. You are also too skilled for your attacker to actually break through your guard. And finally, however, Leopold is not so lucky, and the coat hangers are flying towards your head. And I never thought I'm going to say that in any game, honestly.
It's going to be the coat hangers that do it.
Coat
I will
hangers,
try
more
to-
like Q hangers. Ho ho ho. Sorry for
I will try to dodge blow.
dodge blow. Excellent.
Oh!
I recommend, of course, luck points.
Do you have any wounds already?
No, I don't have any. I feel pretty
might
confident.
take it.
Yeah, I feel pretty confident that he's not going to hurt me.
It's
All
a
right.
headshot, though.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it is.
Oh. Well, I do have mail on my head, I think.
Yeah. You might take a couple wounds, but I don't think you're going to crit.
I feel confident.
All right. Fair enough. How much toughness and armor total you have on your head?
6.
6. Minus 9, it's 3. Times 2, so it's 6 total. 6 total.
Oh, times 2?
Yes, because it's head wounds and crotch wounds
Oh.
are
Aha.
work
Well,
like
now I
that.
know.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, that was a bad idea. All right. So I take 6 points.
Yeah.
Ouch.
How much?
He's going to hang you out to dry.
Oh my god.
You should be
I
pretty
have
good on
14
wounds,
total.
right?
What?
Yeah.
I have 14 total, so I take 6 off the 14.
Yeah, you're right. You're on 8.
You're an 8.
The coat hangers slashed across your face. You feel a salty, coppery taste in your mouth. You are angry. I mean, a coat hanger is a stupid fucking weapon, so you know it's like it's like a humiliation in all honesty.
I got bitch slapped by some coat hangers. What's up?
Exactly. So you're planning to take your sweet, sweet revenge on this fashionista man. Anyway, Sally, you've heard Leopold scream. With the corner of your eye, you see what. Nah, it can be. For a split second, you thought that you saw a coat hanger opening his face, but it's ludicrous. Ludicrous, of course. And anyway, you have way too much to worry about because there are more and more zombies coming at you. You are pretty sure that at least one of your new recruits has fallen because you've heard a horrible scream from behind you, and you've heard a sound like a lot of meat, like loose meat hitting the floor. So yeah. And you've also heard Silke, hold the line! The combat continues. At least for a few more minutes. Because it looks like we will carry it on our next session. But for now, Sally, what's your plan of action?
Sword and sword on the marble face zombie.
Excellent. Go for it, man.
I'm killing it with this sword, man.
Yeah.
Nice.
Roll for damage.
But not killing it with the damage rolls. Let's see if I can change my luck. No, okay, that's 6 damage.
Yeah.
But I've been chipping away at this guy for a while. I mean,
Yeah, you've managed to stab it lightly. It's staggered, but it's still in the game. Second
still
attack.
hopping around.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. No, your second attack, unfortunately, completely missed. Holy shit, sorry. For a second, I need to take this. Okay. So now we have Vincent.
Leopold is next.
Sorry, Leopold. Yeah, Leopold is next.
Yep.
You are angry.
Swifto. Yes, I am. I am humiliated by being bitch slapped by these coat hangers.
Oh, by the way, Jason, if you're not going to make another graphic with coat hanger zombie, I am going to kick you out of the group. Just FYI.
I'll try to draw a very embarrassing coat hanger zombie attack against
Oh,
Leopold.
Thank you.
All right. Well, I missed the first one,
Yeah, well, it happens.
and the second attack.
But the second
There, take
attack
that.
managed to connect. Roll for damage, of course.
Sigmar's Fury!
Of course it is.
Ha!
Hey,
Ah, you
I
see?
told you
Hang your
calling
coat
on the
on
name of
that
Sigmar.
It works. It works every time you say it.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
60% of the time, it works 100% of the time.
You've simply chopped off this creature's leg from under it, and then, not content with it, being on the ground, you've stomped on its head
Mhm.
and destroyed it completely. The coat hangers rose no more. No more. Yeah.
Mhm. Thanks for hanging around.
Sorry to keep you hanging.
Yeah.
Finally, we have Vincent.
Yes, the most dramatically inept battle.
Yes.
All right.
You're fighting a stupid-looking zombie with a katana. That's
Yes,
pretty awesome.
I think that's the issue. I'm not used to these heavy blades. I'm used to more balanced sword. All right.
You?
Swift attack.
Almost. You've actually
And-
managed to score a gash on one of the heads, but yeah, it is only a scratch, my lord.
All right. Second attack. Hey.
There we go.
Oh yeah, because all right, roll for
Yeah.
damage. Excellent.
All right.
hey.
Total.
8 total.
That is something.
Was it already wounded?
It was, but not very wounded. I don't
Yeah.
think.
Oh yeah. I have it right here.
Uh,
All right. A second attack cut deeply into one of its arms. This thing staggered, and you saw that the hellish blue glow coming from its many eyes have dimmed, but it refuses to fall. It refuses to fall. Anyway, for some reason you see that the flow of zombies makes all of you, or forces all of you, closer to the stairs, coming to the top. Of course, I don't really need to tell you that there are many more than just 20 zombies right now, and your way of escape has been practically cut off. The only thing you can do is to move further up. You have no choice. Or, of course, you can stay and die. But, well, like I said, that's not really a choice. Anyway, the zombies are relentless. And you see that there's one thing. Apparently Dr. Skell has been a busy girl. Because there are things in the horde. Big things. They're like... You can only see them very, very faintly, but they look like they're zombies. You know, the artistically created zombies. But much bigger. They're like hulks. towering over their undead brethren. Horrible to behold. Yeah, and it's they are making their way slowly but surely towards you. Oh yeah, here it is.
So each time we kill one, we need to take another step or two up the stairs and just kind of gradually move up the stairs.
You're not
right?
on the stairs yet. You are approaching the stairs. Let's just say it like that. You will be on the stairs
Okay,
soon.
So once we kill one, we need to take a couple steps towards the stairs, continue fighting, kill that one, take a couple more steps, and just work our way there, right?
Yeah, because for every zombie you kill, at least 2 more take its place.
We can't stay put. Basically, we have to fight and move.
And you can even hear Silke and Avandil shouting something towards the stairs, towards the stairs. We can't stay here. You know, of course, they're not shouting like during single turn, but still. All right. And we're going to do. All right. So my question is, how much time do you guys still have, like to play? Because
I could keep that.
Depending on that, I will actually, know where to end or where not to end.
I'm free to go whenever.
Yeah, I have to leave in like an hour.
All right.
But
okay.
Cool.
We can finish the combat. Hopefully.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, we are going once again, Sally. You have what was this? The same zombie, or did you manage to kill it?
I
didn't kill it. He gets to have like 1 wound left, though. He can't have much left.
Yeah. The zombie.
I hit him every round.
The zombie is almost down, but well, almost is the keyword here. Fortunately, since it's almost down, it moves very slowly, and you're managing to deflect the blows rather easily with your sword and club. That's not the problem. Leopold, your zombie, however, is also quite inept. You are fighting a new one. This is not a coat hanger zombie. This is a hook-handed zombie. It has huge hooks instead of hands. But the hooks are like artistic. Whatever that means. They're very fancy. Also there are hooks coming from its knees. Because, well, I'm the game master and I say so. Yeah. It has... Oh, and the most important part is that its eyes are stitched open. And it has this, like... its face is like also stretched with thin golden wire. It looks quite disturbing. But it can't attack for shit, so you're pretty safe. Finally, we have Vincent. Vincent, you are horrified at what you see. These things are an affront to the god of death and dreams. But there are so many of them. It's horrible. And one of them is trying to kill you. And it manages to latch onto your arm. Defend yourself, man.
Alright, I'm going to dodge blow.
Dodge blow, very well. That's always a good thing.
And
now,
fail.
Maybe a luck point should help. What do you say?
No, I'm going to save luck point for something else.
Okay. So
I don't have many, so...
Yeah. I think 6 points, so I don't think it does anything to you. Yeah. The claws, created a shower of sparks as they slid over your armor. You're safe for now, but you felt the strength of the blow. It's horrible, unholy, unnatural. Now, Sally, it's your turn.
2 sword attacks.
All right. And that's a botch. No, wait.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
a
it
botch.
is.
Yeah, that's a botch.
I'm gonna use luck then. If that's
Alright.
a botch. Okay. Well, it's better than botch.
Yeah, not a botch.
Yeah, you've almost
uh,
lost the grip on your precious Gladius. You've managed to catch it just in time and swing it sideways into the creature. So now it's time for your second attack.
Oh god.
But
Okay.
yeah, you weren't able to do any damage. You weren't able to attack its weak point for massive damage. So now it's Leopold.
All right. Get some.
Get some.
Huzzah!
No.
Oh. Okay.
With that
Second
kind
attack.
of enthusiasm.
Nope. No.
Oh man.
No.
Yeah, that was ill-timed.
You've noticed one thing, and in 2 turns, actually it will like affect the mechanic. It's harder for you to swing because there are so many bodies around you and you are so tightly packed. So right now, you don't have any minus modifiers, but in 2 turns, it will be -5 to weapon skill, dodge, and parry.
Alright.
Yeah, because you are essentially in a zombie apocalypse movie right now. Not fun at all. Anyway, now it's Vincent's time.
Swift attack.
Very well. Roll for damage.
Hey,
All right.
13 total.
You finish the career of the three-headed zombie by chopping off its leg.
It was a bottlenecked industry.
Yeah,
That counts as 3 kills, though, right? 1 per
Yep.
head.
Yeah, it counts towards your kill streak. You will be able to drop a nuke in just a few more turns.
All right.
Yeah, you've managed to cut off its leg, change the grip on the sword, and sliced it upwards through its groin, and essentially, the killer of the dead is such a sharp blade that it managed to part the zombie and cut it cleanly in 2. 2 halves simply fell to either sides. Cue Japanese music.
The chimes, yeah.
Yeah,
Japanese
exactly.
chimes.
Great job. Of course, there are more where it came from.
I still have an attack, so...
Okay, you can use the attack, but with additional -5.
Just push forward. Just keep pushing forward.
Actually,
and take one down. You know what I
guys,
mean?
can you check if any of you has his rulebook handy? If the second attack is -5 or -10?
Swift attack. The character must have 2 or more attacks. If making a missile attack, character uses only 1 action. Shoot. Designed for decoration. Oops, hold on. Where did I... Sorry, I was reading it, then I scrolled. Alright, swift attack.
Yeah, no problem.
The character has a loaded pistol. Use of a skill varies. The character uses a skill which usually involves making a skill. Alright, here's the whole thing. A character can make a number of melee or ranged attacks equal to his attack characteristic. The character must have attacks 2 or better
Yep.
to take advantage of this action. If making a missile attack, a character can use this action if the weapon can be reloaded as a free action, or if the character has a loaded pistol weapon in each hand. In the latter case, the character can make a maximum of 2 attacks, 1 per weapon. Use a skill varies. The character uses a skill which usually involves making a skill test. That's all it says.
I think it's -5, so let's keep it with -5.
Okay.
Yeah, at least for this game. Because I'm pretty sure it's -10, but I don't really remember. Anyway. Alright, so you can make second attack, but with additional -5.
Alright. So, okay. Missed either way.
Yeah. You've tried to slash another zombie that was nearby, but unfortunately, the flow of combat made you miss. Somehow. And now, a zombie with a stitched-on head of a fox is trying to make your day a whole lot worse. What's worse is that you don't know what does the fox say. Okay, that was a very weak joke, sorry. Because there was this song, What Does the Fox Say? Ring, ding, ring.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah, I actually try not to. Yeah, but anyway, yeah, the fox head is quite disturbing, mainly because instead of its eyes, there are ingots of gold. And this one also has, you can see them even in the gloom, a chest full of wriggling fingers that are moving like some kind of horrible fleshy grass on a field. So anyway, Sally, your zombie, you are successfully making your way slowly but surely towards the stairs, parrying, stabbing, dodging. The zombie in front of you is not able to break past your defenses. Leopold managed to decapitate another one. Yes, the sad truth about...
He explodes, killing 5 other zombies.
Well, no, actually, but his head flew somewhere and knocked another zombie to the ground. Let's just say. Your Sigmar is with you. You have a sharp sword. What's better than that?
Yes.
Yes. And finally, Vincent, my man. More is also with you. You are parrying every single strike coming towards you. A veritable forest of arms and gnashing teeth. You manage to keep it at bay, slicing, chopping, stabbing. But who knows for how long? You certainly don't. Now it's Sally's turn.
2 sword attacks.
Excellent.
It's taking forever. I don't know
Yeah.
why it's not rolling.
Okay.
Oh,
First
okay,
managed
I'll
to
take
hit.
that.
Alright, roll.
Plus, was it 3 or 4? I think it might have been 4? 4. So
That
that's
one
10.
was already damaged, right?
He was really damaged. He had 1 leg, and I wounded him every turn I've been in combat with him.
This time you were able to actually chop right through its arm, into its chest, and the hellish blue glow faded from its eyes. It fell dead. Congratulations.
Can I push forward and hit the next zombie with my second attack?
Not a very good idea. You're short, and you have short arms.
Okay.
And besides, that it's a better idea to actually fall back than to push forward.
Yeah, are we... I guess are we... After each zombie kill, are we kind of inching backwards?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're still
stairs.
making our tactical retreat.
Yeah,
Alright.
but the thing is that there are so many of them that you really don't feel the difference.
Okay. I'm just wondering, like, how if a kill measures our success, or how that works.
I thought we were working towards the stairs.
Yeah,
right.
You do.
Okay.
All right. Anyway, and now it's Leopold's turn.
Okay.
Leopold, what are you planning to do?
Swiftly attacking.
Swiftly attacking. That's a very good tactic. And you managed to hit right in the leg with your Silver Sword. Come on, roll for damage.
Might of Sigmar.
Exactly.
Sigmar's Fury! No,
Oh.
almost.
Almost.
Sigmar's Fury. That's it.
However, that blow almost cut off the leg of this creature. But like I said, almost. It's still standing, at least for now. Second attack, please.
Okay. Like. Oh, so close.
You've almost chopped off the leg completely, but for some reason it withdrew the appendage just in time. And finally we have Vincent. Killer of the dead.
Alright.
The chosen of more.
Alright, swift attack. Same old, same old. Let's see what happens. Nothing. And then second attack.
Interesting, I'm having like... Oh, the
Success.
second attack is success, right in the eye. Very well. Go for the damage.
Bang, right in the kisser.
Oh,
that
you've actually
might be a wound.
You've actually managed to stab it right through the head. You withdrew the blade, expecting it to fall. The thing with the head of a fox. But it did not. It simply moaned, and it tries to grab you. But you've managed to remove a few of the fingers from one of its hands with your edge. Sally, you are fighting for your life. And you are doing it successfully, avoiding or deflecting the blows of your opponents. Good job. Leopold. The blow
Shit.
goes right for your balls.
Okay, I will dodge blow.
Dodge blow. Excellent idea.
Oh, it's down the bottom there.
Excellent.
Yay!
Yeah, the danger of losing your genitals forced you to actually take on a burst of speed, and you've managed to avoid the claws going for your family jewels. Good job. Now your turn, and from this turn it's harder for you to fight and to dodge and to parry, because the press of bodies is so tight that it's almost impossible to swing a sword. However, I want one of you to roll a d6, and that roll will determine in how many turns you will reach the stairs. By the way,
Just feeling lucky.
you can spend a luck point on that. Who rolls? Oh.
Well, I haven't been doing too well.
You want me to roll d6?
d6.
Alright.
Who has luck? I have one luck point left. Like, what do you guys have?
I
I
have all mine.
Yeah, I believe I have all of mine. Yeah, I have 3.
Okay. So
Alright,
you should roll, I think.
Okay, I'll go for it.
Hey!
No, that's
I don't-
bad. We want
I think
low.
5 is bad. I think I'll spend a luck point and roll again.
All right. Well, it's better.
Well,
Yeah.
better.
Better than fun.
Yeah. The stairs are so close, and you see that there are none of the monsters on them. But at the same time, they are so far away. Now, another one of you rolls d4, and this determines how fast the huge monstrosities lumbering through the crowd will reach you.
Alright, I've been rolling high, so I'll take this one.
Excellent.
Okay.
You can also spend luck point on that, of course.
Alright.
So we want high? Oh, you get luck.
Of course it is.
I'll use a luck.
All right.
There we go. Good use of a luck.
Yeah.
Hey.
All right, there you go.
You should manage to reach the stairs before these hawks come any closer. At least you think so. Anyway, it was your turn? Yeah, now it's your turn. So
yeah, I
Sally,
think so.
roll for attacks. Of course, first one is -5.
First one is -5, and the second one?
-10. Because
Oh, well,
yeah.
why's the first one -5?
Because there are too many bodies for you to swing your weapon effectively.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah. So -5 +5, you still manage to strike a blow to the head, roll for damage.
+4, 11.
11 damage. Alright, very well. You've stabbed the nearest zombie into the noggin, opening side of its head. Some strange greyish matter emerged. It's still standing. That's pretty horrible. Now it's Leopold. Oh, sorry.
Do I get the second
now
attack?
it's your second attack, -10, so -5 total. Ooh.
Nice.
Now the
Very
blade
good.
goes right for its arm. Roll for damage.
That's 10.
It's 10 total, and that was enough. You've managed to slay the vile creature. It fell to the ground, twitched, and then lay still. You are killing
Push
it.
towards the stairs!
Yeah, you can actually hear it. You can also feel that, well, actually, you even saw that, some of you, with, corners of your, like in the corners of your vision. Another of the youths fell. His throat ripped out by one of the monsters. It fell gurgling to the ground, spraying blood everywhere. It's an unjust end for such a brave young lad. Leopold, it's you. Avenge this man.
Yes, I will avenge you,
In Sigmar's
brother.
name. Well, actually,
Yes.
he probably wasn't your brother, but oh yeah, I know it.
So because it's -5, but then +5 for the sword, it's just a straight up weapon skill roll.
Yes, the first one, yes.
Okay. Oh, miss.
Yeah, it was so close.
hmm And then the second one will be, what'll that be? 38.
Yeah.
Miss.
No. Two.
Alright, 2 misses.
You've struck 2 blows, and the funny thing is that you've actually managed to hit, but not the zombie that you were fighting with, but his fellows on either side. However, the blows had such weak force behind them that they didn't even feel that. Vincent, it's you.
All right. Let's see if the dire situation changed my roll results. Okay, so regular weapon skill check this time.
Exactly.
It's a miss.
Yes.
Then I'll need a 40 for my second attack.
Yes. And that's
And-
a
Oh. I'm going to use a luck for that one.
That's an excellent choice. And
All
yes, well, you've
Whole lot of
almost. It was basically. It looked like this. You've struck the zombie fast with your undead killing sword. The first blow, flew right past the creature's head, and the second it caught with its hand. The blade struck deep, but the zombie actually managed to hold, to your blade for a few seconds before you've yanked it away from it. Afraid that you might lose it to this horrible abomination. With some, well, actually, with not with some, but with growing horror, you see that this Praetorians of the dead are making their way towards you. They are essentially swatting their smaller cousins aside or crushing them underneath. Each of them is bigger than a rat ogre, a horrible amalgam of at least 4 to 5 bodies, sewn together. At least one of them, looks like a gigantic fleshy spider. It has this 8, maybe 6, you don't really know, legs, propelling it forward. But there's still a sea of undead before you and them. But for how long? Sally, you're undead. You are now facing a creature that's made almost completely from arms. It walks on arms and has at least 8 more arms to strike you with. 2 of those arms end with its heads. It's going to slap you. And it goes right for your arm. Are we going to dodge or to parry?
I'm gonna parry.
Very
One
well.
second. I gotta pull the sheet back up. Okay, weapon skill. Okay, thank God.
Yeah, remember that you also have minuses to parry, but alright, you've passed it. You've managed to block the blow just in time. Leopold, you are... well, the zombie is going for your leg. Fortunately not for your tender areas, but still, your leg all the same. Are you going to parry or dodge?
Dodge.
Very well. Roll for dodge.
Oh,
And that's a
son of
dodge.
a... Okay, luck point.
Luck point it is.
Try again. No, I didn't.
No, but fortunately you've managed to avoid the blow. You've almost stumbled, but with some help, you don't know from whom. You never discovered that. You've managed to stay upright. However, that distraction was all the zombie needed, and it bit hard into your leg for 9 points of damage.
Okay, so I take 3.
Alright, how much health do you have left?
5? Was it?
I have. Looks like I have 5 left.
Yeah. The blood flew freely from your wound. You've yelped in pain, but Sigmar empowers you, and you are going forward. Sorry, Brian, what were you saying?
Oh no, I was saying I thought it was 5 he would have left.
Yeah, exactly. Finally, we have Vincent.
More protect.
Yes.
Hey.
More protects indeed.
Worse.
Because you've, with a casual flick of your zombie killing device, well, undead killing device, you've removed the top half of your assailant's body. It flew to the ground, and with a short economic strike, you've decided that it should stay dead and removed its head from its shoulders. Very good.
You just need faith.
Exactly. So now we have once again Sally.
Okay. Sword.
Sword.
Keep pushing forward.
Alright.
Okay, first misses. The second one's -5.
Yeah, the second is -5. Not exactly. You're trying to 69 that zombie, but it has none of it. Yeah. You freak.
But its features do not allow it.
No.
Yeah.
But it has like 8 arms.
It's made out of 2 upper torsos.
Yeah. Actually, that's a good idea. Thank you.
So, like, roll 20 mechanics wise, did you add like a -5 across the board, Michael?
No. I don't play with those kind of settings. I'm doing everything in my head or on the paper that's right next to me. I'm actually running every game with you guys. If I have it, I'm actually running it from my books. You know, like physical books.
Okay, yeah, I was just saying because I rolled that from the weapons table.
No.
And it didn't apply the +5. That's just my normal weapon skill it was rolling on.
Is your do you have your weapon skill switched to, like, the quality of the weapon switched to the appropriate thing?
Yeah, it was doing it before. It's not doing it now though.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah. Anyway, you didn't manage to hit it, unfortunately. And now it's Leopold's turn.
Okay. Double attack. Oh. Of course, I'm scrolling down to the thing I don't want. Okay, so regular weapon skill. Yoink.
There you go.
Roll for damage.
Take that.
Fiend.
7.
7 total. All right. Once again, you've managed to inflict some damage on this thing, but you don't know how how successful you actually are. Go for
Okay.
the second blow.
Okay, 38. Aha!
Ah, yes. Now roll for damage.
Damage. 7.
7. Yeah. 2 short stabbings, and the thing is still on. Vincent.
I think Vincent's going to go into a defensive stance.
All
You
right.
gotta keep moving, man.
What's that?
Yeah, you can move.
We have to keep moving, though. I wouldn't defend. I would just keep fighting and pushing forward.
Well, like
Well, technically we're retreating at this point.
Actually, it looks like this, that you are I mean, it's Silke, Jorn, and Avandil are actually pushing forward. You are protecting the rear. And
Okay.
yeah, with some help from the last of your recruits. But of course, you can take a defensive stance. It simply means that you are falling back while defending yourself.
yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, completely possible, of course.
Falling back to the stairs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
Okay, yeah.
falling forward the stairs, depends, on how you look at it.
Yeah.
I don't think the number we kill has anything to do with how quickly we get to the stairs. We just need to keep them off of us for the
Yeah.
remainder of the turn.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea. Start doing like a parrying stance or whatnot.
Yeah, true.
So yeah, I want to go straight up defensive stance.
All right. How many turns did pass since I've rolled for,
It's the second turn.
This was
At
just our
least
second
2.
turn.
All right,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah, this is just our second turn. We just finished.
All right, so you are you can attack and you can make you can parry if you want.
Defensive stances, I do not attack, but I get a let's see. The
You get a second parry,
attacker
don't you?
Mm-hmm.
the attacker suffers a minus 20% to attack me.
All right, very well. You are defending yourself as best as you can against the undead onslaught. Meanwhile, Sally,
All me.
your opponent is trying to grab your arm. Are you going to parry or dodge?
I'm going to parry.
All right. You remember that you parry with -5.
-5. So that would be normal weapon skill then?
No, because you parry with your club.
Oh, true. Okay.
Yeah.
So -5 to my weapon skill.
Go for it.
It's taking forever.
That's weird.
Yeah, actually, roll 20 has this problem that during the longer games
It gets laggy.
Yeah, it gets laggy. All right. No, you didn't manage to parry. Do you want to spend your luck points?
What do you guys think? I
How
have
many
one
do you have
left.
left?
I have one.
How badly are you injured?
I have 10 wounds left.
Okay.
I would
I'm-
save it for
I'm on the fence.
botches.
Yeah.
So
Okay,
you're-
I'm gonna take the hit.
all right. The
So if we can get a brief moment later, I could try to heal up.
The zombie
Fine.
slashes at your arm, opening it horribly. 10 points of damage total.
Okay, so I take 4.
How much health do you have? 6, right?
I have 3 toughness, 3 armor.
All right. The pain is
Took 4.
excruciating. The fiend's claws, have opened the wound, but you are still in the fight.
I still have a luck.
Yeah. Now we have Leopold.
Okay.
No such luck. You can hit anything, but fortunately anything also can hit you. So, you are indeed blessed by Sigmar. Vincent, the last samurai. you are able to parry every single strike coming towards you by the undead abominations that are crawling all around you and your friends. Truly you are blessed by Mor himself. Now, third turn, Sally.
I'm gonna go into defensive stance and take Vincent's lead.
Alright, you are taking defensive stance. Leopold?
Because we just need to get to these stairs.
Yeah, Leopold sees what's going on and does the same thing, goes into defensive stance.
Excellent. Vincent?
Now that everybody's doing it, yeah, I'm gonna maintain defensive stance.
Alright. The undead are desperately trying to, take you down. Their tactics, as if controlled by some horrible Gestalt alien mind, have shifted, and they are throwing themselves at you, trying to simply take you down by the sheer weight of their numbers. Fortunately, it's like what, minus 20%?
Yep.
Minus 20.
The first one, almost. No, actually no. The first one, jumping at you, Sally, you've managed to swat away. Leopold, you are doing everything you can to stay alive, and you are doing good job, although the zombie that fell at you nearly bored you to the ground. Born you to the ground, sorry.
Right.
And Vincent, you've managed to kick the one that was trying to get you away with a savage thrust from your leg. Now, this is the fourth round, and after the fourth round, you will be on the stairs. You can even hear Silke, "The stairs are here! The stairs!" You are almost there, but almost is sometimes all the enemy needs. Sally.
Defensive position.
Or
defensive stance. Yeah.
Roll for intelligence. All right, you're going to go defensive stance. Leopold. What are you going to do?
I'm going to swift attack. Why not?
All right. You are breaking away from your defense and striking fast and twice at the nearest opponent. Roll for it.
Miss.
Unfortunately, the first attack misses completely, and the second attack actually manages to go right into the creature's head. Roll for damage.
Come on, Sigmar's Fury. Let's have it. Not quite.
Not quite, but almost. You've chopped away a large portion of this horrible abomination's head. It moaned, but rather in surprise, not in pain, and then continued its disgusting advance at you. Vincent.
I guess I'm gonna continue the defensive stance.
Roll for intelligence.
All right.
Please pass.
Well, I don't know. Yeah, like
Yeah.
There's something we don't know here.
Yeah. All right. You're continuing the defensive stance. All right. So it looks like this. You are at the base of the stairs. Wait a second. You are at the base of the stairs, and you can hear your friends running up. You can hear Silke crying, "Kill the ones nearest to you!" And Avandil, "Otherwise you won't be able to escape!"
Okay.
Yeah. Sally, you are, like I said, it looks like this. Sally, you are surrounded essentially by the enemies. I mean, like, not, of course, completely surrounded so that, few attack you. But if you want to break away now, even with a full breakaway action, you will get hit. Because you've managed, you've allowed them to get too close to you, and you need to disengage and run up the stairs. Leopold.
It sounds like I have no other choice.
Yeah, Leopold. You've actually you were able, even though you haven't killed your opponent or opponents, with the swings of your sword, you've managed to create space enough for you that if you want to disengage next turn, you won't get hit. Vincent, same with Sally.
All right.
You are defending yourselves, but in your next turns, when it's your turn to run up, you will almost certainly get struck. But now it's their turn to try and hit you. First, Sally. Once again, they are doing everything they can to stop you, and the one fighting you rushes towards your torso and hits. You have a free parry because defensive stance is a double action. So you can either parry or dodge. Which one?
I'll parry.
Are you choosing? All right. Unless, Jason, can you please see quickly if defensive stance allows to actually parry or dodge? Because I'm not so sure.
It just says the character strikes no blows this round.
All right,
instead to, and then it doesn't say anything about not.
All right, excellent. So you can dodge or parry, Brian. Which one do you choose?
I parried. I rolled the weapon skill.
All right, you rolled the weapon skill. You've managed to block this strike. It almost, tore the weapon from your fingers, but you are good, at least for now. And now we have a zombie assaulting Leopold. It manages to slash your arm. Are you going to dodge or to parry?
Dodge.
These things do everything they can to stop you. So dodge, please.
Please. Damn it.
Oh,
Luck.
you have luck?
I have one more luck. I'm going to use it.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Last one.
Yeah.
There we go.
Just in time, you've managed to remove your arm from this horrible creature's, away from this horrible creature's claws and teeth. It did not open your precious arteries. Vincent, you are fighting your zombie.
Yep.
But fortunately, your mastery of the blade manages, to keep you safe. You can hear your friends running to the top of the stairs. Someone needs to cover other people. Very well. We have new round. Sally, what are you going to do? I'm going to tell you now. If any of you stays for one more turn, he will immediately be attacked by 2 additional enemies.
Yep. I think it's. I think we're gonna flee.
And by the way, you see the hawks are almost upon you, and you are grateful for the gloom because you would probably not be able to bear their full horrible, visage, or rather, your sanities would not be able to bear it. So, Brian, are you running upstairs?
Yes.
All right. Like I've said, you are trying to push away your attacker, but it's simply too close. And as you run upstairs, it swings at you one last time. And manages to hit you right in the head. Roll for either dodge or block, because you can do both. I mean, either, but...
Parry.
Parry, excellent.
Yeah. I'm gonna parry.
All right.
Whew, nice.
Just in time, you've managed to stop the creature's hand from cracking open your skull. And you are running upstairs towards, as you see, only Silke, Jorn, and Avandil. Somewhere along the road, you've managed to lose your last recruit. Leopold, what about you?
Yep.
Same.
Running. Yep.
You've kicked away your zombie, and you're sprinting up the stairs. Excellent. Vincent, you?
I'm running up the stairs.
All right. You've also tried to disengage, but there are simply too many of them, and one of them lashes at you. But more is with you, and it only managed to rip part of your shirt. You are running upstairs as if all the forces of the Chaos Waves are chasing you. You see the Suka and Yorn, gesturing, "Faster, faster, you fools! Run faster!" You take one last look behind you, and you see that there are, well, at least 100 of them here, maybe more, swarming upstairs after you. You are running. In front of you, in the gloom, you can see these. You can see that there is a huge pair of doors just in front, and there are additional smaller, openings to the left and right. It seems that Suke, who's leading the retreat, tactical retreat, wants to choose the doors in front. What are your choices? I mean,
well,
you can
together.
Yeah, all right. So, you are running towards the door. Suka slams into it. The door is locked. Myrmidia, curse it! Yorn, open the door. It's locked. All right, cover me, says Yorn, and you see that he kneels right next to the lock, pulls out a thin stiletto-like dagger from his boot, and begins to fumble. With the lock, essentially. Yeah, it's on, baby. Now I need to see. Oh yeah, here it is. Wait a second. Oh my god. Oh, come on. Really, there are none here? Okay. So, I would like for you guys to roll d4. No, sorry, d6. Let's make it interesting. The higher the better, just so you know.
Who wants to do it?
Who's rolling d6?
I've got one luck point left. So
Go ahead.
I'll do it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Nice.
Nice.
Excellent. You look nervously behind you. You see that the zombies are slowly making their way to the top of the stairs. But it's all good, at least for now. There's still some distance away. You're hoping that they will stay that way, but of course, it's not to be. Unfortunately, it's not to be.
Any large pieces of furniture at the top of the stairway?
There are. Roll for perception. Like I said, it's half dark here, so it's very hard to notice anything. You see that there is a table on which stand actually a pair of flower vases. The table is near to the stairways. You could theoretically run towards it and try to drop it, but you would be taking a risk. It's up to you.
So it's a decent pace, decent distance away.
Yeah, because you've moved as far away from the stairs as possible. So if you would want to run back, you would be running back towards the zombies that are slowly making their way up the stairs.
Okay.
Let's just hold the line.
All right. So now I'm going to roll. First, no.
Hey, Leopold, we could get our slings out.
Oh no.
I don't have a sling anymore.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The zombies are almost halfway to your position. You are standing, Silke and Avandil are standing with their weapons drawn in front of, Jorn to protect him as he's trying to open the lock. I presume that you are also standing right next to them, to repel any attackers. Where suddenly you hear Jorn's, "I've got it! Get inside!" And you see that the killer, shoulder barges the door, and essentially just falls inside. Without waiting, for an invitation, you quickly join him, and as the last one of you run behind the door, you've slammed it shut. Avandil and Jorn are pushing a huge cupboard to block it, and you see that there are also some other pieces of furniture that you can use it as a blockade, as a sort of stop. Are you going to do this, or are you going to run further?
Is there a physical lock?
Yeah, but it's been opened by Jorn with his knife.
Alright, yeah, if we could find something to
let's put some
wedge into the door.
The best you can hope for really is to simply, block it with furniture.
Yeah.
Let's try to slow him down. Sounds good.
Right. You've managed to do just that. Put a lot of as many pieces of furniture as is possible. Stack them right next to the door, against the door. From the other side, you can hear banging and moaning. The doors are shaking. In a few seconds, you can also feel and hear something huge and strong smashing at the door. Probably one of the horrible brutes outside. But these are solid doors. These are doors made from, almost certainly oak, and fine Talabheim oak at that. So they should hold at least for some time. Yeah, you think you are safe. You think you are safe in the room. You are panting, standing here, trying to catch your breath, when suddenly you hear two things, and you can feel with your noses a horrible stench of decay rushing at you from the top of the huge chamber. You can hear the beating of mighty wings, like some kind of enormous bat. You look up and you see a horror that you've never seen before descending down. Although none of you ever saw a dragon in flesh before, there were of course tales about these great worms. But the thing that's coming down, even if it was a dragon once, it's not a dragon anymore. It's a husk. Rotting, decaying, horrible husk of a great lizard, which once probably dominated the skies above the old world, but has been dead for a long, long time. It's simply enormous. It's bigger than Olesia's cart that brought you here so long ago, it seems. You see only suggestions of exposed ribs, decaying muscles, huge talons, and on top of the dragon you can see a silhouette of a woman in long cloak. Well, looks like I have guests. Did you come here to appreciate my art? I don't think so. I shall turn you into my sculptures. Oh yes. You should become my finest work. Get them, Gideon.
I want to yell, it won't be hard to be your finest work with the horrible pieces we met.
Alright, so first of all, if you want to yell that, okay, let's say that you'll be able to use luck points, from your next session, if some of you don't have them anymore. Roll for terror, essentially.
So that's just a willpower?
Yeah, but -10.
I have something, I thought. Let me look here.
Nope.
Oh no, that's no insanity check.
Alright.
Stout-hearted, +10 to fear, terror, and willpower for intimidate. So I get +10.
Yep.
So, but you were saying we get minus?
Yeah, so you are rolling on your full willpower.
Okay.
I guess I'm staying quiet.
You don't want to spend luck, Jason?
I guess so. Alright, willpower.
You don't want to stand there and shit yourself.
No.
Still no dice. What else?
No, he would shot himself on the butt, actually. However, you wanted to shout some obscenities at this horrible abomination and the monster that she rides on. You wanted to shout the scorn of your god towards her, but all you managed to did was to whimper. And
more is better.
And as you felt your sanity leaving you, you've turned away and began to run towards the door. Your mind.
Don't open that door.
Your mind leaving your body. By the way, Jason, add an insanity point to your character sheet.
Alright.
It has terrifying trait words like that. Dr. Gugula Skell, the horrible artiste of Talabheim, and her zombie dragon Gideon land with a thunderous crash on the marble floor of a huge chamber of the Grand Manor. This thing roared, but its roar sounded like a storm thundering over desert of bones and ash. You can hear Silke praying fervently to her warrior goddess. You can hear Avandil muttering perhaps some kind of battle mantra of the elven people with his shaking voice. And you could hear Yorn giggling maniacally while scraping his knives one over another. The dragon rears its horrible head and lunges. But that we will leave for the next game.
Alright.
Oh crap.
Those who are afraid, if I've lost my mind and send a dragon towards you, I say, don't worry. It won't. It's not about killing you with like few rolls. This will be interesting. So, you have my word on that.
Okay.
All right. So, we are finishing for today. Everyone gets 70 points. Also, everyone gets 10 points for their characters.
Okay.
Your birthplaces. Brian, Tylea. You said something.
I said Kazadirati, and I refer to Ronald as Ronaldo. This isn't Spears of the Maiden. That's
cool.
That's what they call him.
10 points. Jason, Visenland.
I think just keeping flak against the elf.
Oh yeah. Okay. So like they don't like elves in Visenland?
Well, it's more of a they have a good relationship with the dwarves.
All right.
With dwarves, yeah.
Yeah. So I will give you 5 points for that. That was actually no. I'll give you 10 points because the elf roasting was pretty savage. Yeah, you roast that elf. Sean.
I don't feel like I did anything Wissenlandy today. I can't think of anything off the top of my head that I did.
All right. Fair enough. What about religion, Brian?
I made the sign of the hammer when we were walking in here.
Okay, that was nice. Yeah, 5 points. I will give you for that, certainly. Jason, 10 points for for more protect me. It was pretty sweet. No, I'm of course not only for that. I felt more coming from you today many times. And finally, Sean.
I feel like I made references to Sigmar. Sigmar's Fury.
Actually,
I
yeah,
called upon Sigmar.
that was pretty sweet. And you also did other things. Sigmarite, I remember. So 10 points, of course. Star sign, Brian.
Righteous, fearless, merciful. I didn't run away, kept fighting through, and I tried to help Silka when she got her arm cut by the Skaven.
10 points, very well. Jason.
Gungrun's Baldric, militant profession of arms. Though my dice rolls didn't really help me out with that. I think the suggesting that we just attack any patrols since we had the numbers, and I guess suggesting we go after the necromancer to begin with. That's pretty much all I got.
All right. So I guess it's 10 points for you. Sean.
Cacklefax the cockerel. I keep on forgetting to do anything cheapness since we're not buying or selling anything. So I would say nothing.
Remember that you can also apply it not only to money. You are, you are cheap all around. So it can also mean food. It can also mean ammunition. Healing items, whatever.
I thought you mentioned something earlier, but I can't remember what it was.
Yeah, I don't have a sense of that I did it. It's always afterwards that I'm like, oh yeah, was I cheap in any way or stingy in any way? And I can't think of it.
Okay.
Stingy with luck points.
Yeah, well.
Yeah.
Okay, so after that, we have Doom. Brian, your Doom, please.
The blind maiden shall weigh thy soul. I want using the glass spheres as a weapon as a last option because I know we'll be hunted.
Nice. And you were okay.
I want to say Gennaro too.
Yeah, but God. On one hand, I want to give you 10 points, but on the other hand, you were completely unrepentant when it came to the civilians that you've left for dead.
Well, that's kind of like how I view it now, though. Like, because I lost an insanity point, or I lost my 6th insanity point over that. So I don't feel bad about that, really. I felt that I had to do that.
Okay. Okay, you know what? What the hell? 10 points for you. Jason.
That's the way that I interpreted it, and anyway, you know what I mean? That I feel completely justified with that incident, but
sure, no problem. Jay?
I don't think I've got anything for that one. The tiniest of Tal's children will feast upon thy gut. That never really came up.
Okay. Sean?
The hourglass shatters before the last grain falls. I forgot to even think about it. So.
All right. Ratio. Brian gets 5 points. And any ideas that actually managed to push the game forward today? You had ideas, but were there any like significant ones?
Well, I guess we'll have to see how this necromancer thing pans out.
Yeah, well, you want a necromancer, you have a necromancer.
So much with the old person with the cane.
A young lady with a dragon, more like.
Yeah.
Alright, so I guess not. Actually, who thought about bringing food from the manor district?
I think I mentioned that Otto, since he worked with nobility, that if he had any idea of
no, but it was one of you. I'm pretty sure that one of you were like, well, where we can get some food, and Otto said like, well, here and here. All right, you know what? I'm not going. I don't remember who. So please write that each of you gets 5 points for that, including Andy.
Okay.
With Karsta so far, well, she continues her spying on the Skaven, but nothing, I think, really well. All right, each of you and Andy gets additional 5 points for her bringing you the intel about raids.
yeah, that's
against the villages. That's worth 5 points for everyone.
Okay.
And I think that's it for today, because yeah. Okay, guys. That's it for today. So my question, of course, is: are you game on playing on the 4th of February?
Should be.
Yeah, I think so.
Jay?
yeah, I should be as
Cool.
well.
Cool, okay. So, 4th of February this. I'm going to, of course, create, the event on our Facebook group. Hopefully Andy will be available. Write me as usual if you have any questions, or, if you want to say that, oh, zombie dragon, we are dead, are you insane? Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's it, honestly. Unless
Are there even stats for a dragon?
Yeah, there are. There are. Knight's Dark Masters, essentially, has stats for many cool undead creatures, including a zombie dragon. But like I've said, it's not going to be your typical fight, because you will all die within a single turn. I want to make this interesting, and actually Brian, with whom I've played as a one-shot scenario, knows what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
You do know what I'm talking about, Brian, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm saying I remember something about being attacked by a demon. So.
Yeah. So, like I've said, prepare your, prepare your luck points, prepare your intelligence stat, because it will be very, very important on your next game. Essentially, whether your characters survive will mainly depend on your actions, and not simply dice rolls. Of course, the dice rolls will also be present, but Anyway, call me if you have any questions. Thank you guys for the game. It was great.
That's a good game.
I'll see you in February.
Okay, thanks.
All right.
Take care.
Yeah, good game.
Cool.
Take care, guys.
I'll see you.
I got a jet.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.